Hello. Hello. Hello, everybody. Hello, how is everybody? I'm still pressing buttons like a crazy person to get things working, and things work.
Live.
We're live. Hello. I didn't give any warning there at all. I just said that stuff was happening. We do it. Hello, how is everybody? How are you? Strain, thank you very much for the resubscription. Good to see you in. Mutants and Masterminds tomorrow. Coming soon, obviously, because it's coming tomorrow. Fantastic. We like it. Well done.
A real bee in your bonnet there.
Good cover there.
Yeah. Thanks.
It bothered him.
Yeah.
It bothered him a lot more than I thought it would.
Yeah, well, you know, it's Friday and things happen on Friday, and we love it, absolutely. We are playing the finale, the final.
Maybe. I've done the
Final
schedules.
If it's not the final one, we're going to be waiting a while.
Yeah, it's going to be a few months until we come back to this anyway. Let's blow shit up.
Yeah. Let's drag it out. I would like to investigate.
The dice are rolling very slowly today. Why is that? Don't torture our games master. That's not fair.
That's half the point of having one.
That's most of the point, isn't it?
I'm trying to be
Do you know
honest,
what, do you know
make
what
them
I
feel
like
better.
most about you guys?
I tried, Mark.
Oh, cool.
I tried. I felt I made an effort. I hope that is recognised during the difficulty demands that are made of our characters. These guys can all die in flame, but Tar lives on. I see it that way. I think it's good. Not forgetting, of course, that we do have other games that we play on Infinite Monkey Tales, not just Blades in the Dark. And with that in mind, and waiting until the cup of tea has been drained.
Ha!
What's happening?
What's happening? I'll just have a quick glance over. So tomorrow, as you heard, is Mutants and Mastermind. Oh, and Sunday we have a questions and answers session.
Yep.
Just like everybody's expressions there. It's like, ooh.
Oh no, I'm fully aware. It's on the calendar.
Yes. So yeah, so that'll be obviously I will be grabbing some people in for that. Strain. I know you're in there.
You're not on holiday now, mate.
Yeah. We know you're lurking, so you'll be busy on Sunday. Just thought I'd let you know now. So yes,
He won't. Because apparently something's happening on Sunday.
oh, football. Oh, does he watch football? Oh, I'll sort that one out with him. And then next Tuesday, you'll all be really pleased to know we actually got a night off because we finally finished Trail of Cthulhu.
What?
So
I'll believe it when I see it.
oh, we did,
Wait.
and
You finished a game.
What?
we did, and none of us died. So our one shot that lasted 8 weeks.
It's on your record?
I love it.
I don't make it a record because that means someone will try and beat it.
Well,
I love
this is
it.
the thing. It was a tournament game. It was supposed to last like 3 hours.
Can you imagine the janitor walking past in the convention centre going, guys, really? I mean, you know.
We could
come on."
never go to a convention. So yeah,
I'm not very good at this timing malarkey.
so that's finished. So we're having a week off because the following week after that we are going into Commander Strain's Alien game. So
Ooh.
yes, that's happening on the 20th. But on the 19th we've got Dungeons and Dragons, Ghost of Saltmarsh. Is it still Ghost of Saltmarsh? Was I supposed to have changed that to something else?
No, that was what
Raven Queen.
No, that's
Raven Queens.
Monday.
The Craven.
No, you're well out
Last
of this,
Monday.
Ange.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh God, yeah. Well,
Which is Ghost of
because yeah.
Saltmarsh.
Yeah.
Monday's Ghost of Saltmarsh.
Monday was
Then it's
Ghost of
the
Saltmarsh.
aliens.
Yeah, Monday was Ghost of Saltmarsh, but we've kind of diverted away from that. And
Have
one
you?
of our characters on the game actually did a very bad role in carousing and is now married. So there you go. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
good
that
fun.
happens.
Yeah, it does.
I can testify.
Yeah, you failed your willpower save.
Oh,
Rude.
But
So yeah, that's the offline stuff. Then next Friday we're back to Hellboy.
yeah.
That was so much fun.
Oh, nice.
was
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. That was good. Yeah.
And then the Saturday's the double whammy of Dungeons and Dragons. Oh gosh, Josh, you're going to be really busy next weekend.
I'm really busy already, thanks.
So yeah, and then we're going to go into the Tuesday, which is the RPG Club, which we're thinking of playing. Andy's going to play Tales of Concordia. No, Agents of Concordia.
There you go.
The last fight, the Concordias.
So yeah, I don't think we've filled that yet because I've been a bit busy, lots of stuff going on in IRL. So yeah, I'm gonna try and get on it this weekend, but
That's in real life, not Ireland.
yeah. So yeah, I'll explain to everybody later what's going on with that, and then we're gonna start a two-parter of Cthulhu Dark. So theory is, if it's a two-parter and it's Cthulhu, that could be a 16-week.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, we could do that for 16 weeks. And then we're back onto Mutants and Masterminds after that. So that's the end of this month. And August is
Future.
Cthulhu Dark. Carbon is back. Those Dark Places is being ran by Mark Iwaki. And we're back to the normal D&D and Mutants Saturdays for those days. After all the hollybobs. And now I'd like to hand over to... Who's I should hand over to? Who wants it? Mark.
I don't want it.
Yeah, hand it to Mark. That's a good call. Let's do it. Mark, we're playing a game. Let's go.
Oh.
Let's press some buttons.
Tiger.
Let's press some buttons.
I can't remember what happened in the last session. It was how long ago?
Have we got Sirenscape on or anything?
Thank God. Josh, what happened?
Some kind of hieroglyphics.
Some kind of hieroglyphic.
Everybody read those notes.
Is in
Yeah.
Tasselham on the river.
We got sound with you, Mark, or sound with Sirenscape?
Yeah, we should have. We've got music in the background that's playing quietly away.
On Sirenscape or...
Sunscape, yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, I'll find the link and put it on.
Yeah. I mean, it was a month ago we last played this game.
Wow, and there's a lot of water under the bridge as well since then.
Yeah, I can't remember what happened.
That's a nice segue to the adventure.
That's a cool one. Yeah. Anyway, stuff happened in the last episode, and we find ourselves in a situation now.
Checks out.
Josh, have you got? Do you want to give us a rundown for the viewers at home? Obviously, we all know exactly what happened.
Do you now?
I mean,
Do you want to get a pen first so we can make useful notes?
I mean, we had the minor thing of like one of our party members went off on some kind of personal mission and ended up accidentally going to the same place where two of the party members were like, let's just climb this tower for laurels.
Yep.
And got found out.
Big tower climate.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he was trying to convince us to back the lady person I can't remember the name of versus
Lissa,
Bazo. Versus Bazo because
yep.
He doesn't like Bazo for some reason. He likes someone new and unreliable.
Tar was also very drunk, and he.
Oh yeah, Tar went to the pub.
He went. Tar afterwards went to the pub, caught up with his old haunts, and got very and then imbibed something that made him sick, and he sobered up somewhat in the background. And Nino, thank you very much for the sub. Ooh, 7 months. Wow.
Yay!
It's almost a Twitch baby.
Had we done a job, or we were about to do a job?
I think we were about to do something.
There was a congregation.
Because there was
a congregation of all the big guys.
Yeah.
That was it.
And we're gonna kill them all.
What were we gonna do?
I think Basho was paying you to keep an eye out on his behalf because he didn't trust.
Yeah.
Basho paid Ashlyn to arrange protection.
Yeah. And
Lissa suggested that we shouldn't be there for the most part.
Yes.
While this is going on. Tar wants to blow up Tangletown for some reason.
I want to blow up everything.
Tar does want to blow up everything.
Some men Just
It's
want to
fairly
watch the
relatable
world
goal.
burn.
I mean, we play to our character's strengths, and that happens just to be one of Tar's. He's good at making stuff
Explosions.
Yeah.
explode.
It's an unfortunate. It's just an unfortunate thing to have in a shadow gang.
Yeah, the sneaky guy.
Well, he was a smuggler previously. It didn't necessitate being that sneaky. It had its... Anyway, so we're...
So because of the war that we kind of started, or inflamed,
No,
There's a
definitely
big-
started.
We definitely made it worse.
there's a big meeting of the heads of these gangs.
Yep.
Basho's asked us to go and watch his back. And Lissa's told us not to go, because obviously something's going to occur. Have we decided what we're doing?
No, because we don't
We
plan
were
anything.
arguing over it. We were gonna. I think some of us were. Tar wanted to basically go with this. A couple of us were gonna back Baz. And carry on with our original agreement. This is where we find out that the big meeting is because the river goats have got out of control.
The goats
They've overrun the waterways. Yeah.
eating everybody's laundry. Yes, I mean, I guess that's where we cut back then to our little team who are going to make a decision as to what it is that they are going to do. Being paid by somebody to watch his back when he goes to Tangletown. I mean, technically, he shouldn't need it because Tangletown is neutral territory.
Yeah.
He's not feeling it.
I mean, someone's asked us specifically not to tag along.
Yeah.
So I think he's not really being paranoid.
And I can't remember if you'd actually mentioned that to Bajo. I don't think you have.
No, because I think we just met up after
Yeah.
Baz
separate
had got
groups at
back,
the time.
and we were still arguing about the point.
No, from Tar's perspective. He was arguing over the point that if we back the more powerful of the groupings and help to eliminate the weaker of the gangs, then it would be available for us to walk into. We would be looked upon favourably by the gang lord, the warlord of the area, and she might install us as her favoured gang. That was kind of Tar's kind of takeaway from his discussion with Lisa.
He has no love for Basho at all, I suppose.
No, well,
Deep down.
he's never, I mean, other than his whiskey, Tar doesn't really see a lot of redeeming features in Basil. He was getting his arse kicked by the Ruvians,
Yes.
which is not a good thing to have your arse kicked by when you're a Scotlander trying to just get over the war. That makes it a bit difficult. So, yeah, Tar's quite happy to walk into the shoes of Basil given the opportunity.
Believes that the rest of the crew, and this is cool because I'm trying to create some inter-party conflict.
I mean, you don't have to try and create it.
Oh yeah, go on.
Yeah. Solomon's going to stick with the original contract,
Yeah.
regardless of whatever happens.
I don't know if Ashlyn has any particular loyalty to one side or the other.
I actually don't know. I actually don't know which way she would go.
But it would be a chance to get rid of him. That sleazeball that breathes down your neck all of the time. I think that would be a wonderful idea. You would get all of his whiskey as well.
Yes. Get rid of the guy that you've wrapped around your finger. For the lady that you don't.
But if Lissa is asking Bazo and his people and the Dead Sashes to all go to Tangletown, and she told you specifically not to go to Tangletown, that would seem she has plans for removal herself.
Yes, she asked us very much not to get involved. She didn't say that we should not go. She just said make sure that we don't interfere. That's more of what she's wanting. I think if we were there to help, she would be very delighted.
Question is, we can get Bazo to help us. At some point, if we get Bazo out, is Lisa going to help us? Ever?
There's no guarantees.
There's
We're
never...
also out. We're going against the crows, and they have more power in the district.
But we don't know them, and we can't trust them. Even though Bazo's a sleaze, I can trust him to a certain point.
He
The devil you know.
He would shop you as soon as look at you.
I mean, he's definitely had opportunity to do that at any point before now.
Oh, and he's taken it. I
I
assure
mean,
you.
we've been wondering why he hasn't.
Remember your original grounds where you did implied your very professional trade was in Silkshore. You didn't have much to do with them other than through Ashlyn. I, on the other hand, with the Black Rats, had every opportunity to be screwed over by him, to be belittled, made to feel like a street urchin, which I assure you, I take very unkindly to.
Urchins aren't that bad.
So you're bitter.
Yes, and twisted as well.
Well, let's go, and we'll decide on the spot which way to go. We'll pick the winning side.
Even if that side is not Bazo and the Lamplax.
I mean, we could make the winning side if we chose to, given that we know both sides of a plan.
I'm all for going to Tangletown and seeing what goes on, but I'd rather know which side we're looking at when blades come out.
I mean,
Those
I've
are
already made
things.
my decision.
Blades come out.
You guys can do what you want.
So, let's vote. Nicholas.
I mean, you can vote. I know which way I'm going already. So it's fine.
I didn't.
Nicholas.
I am for the crows. Whatever Lisa says.
Solomon.
I'll go back at Baz. I'm on the Bazo corner. Like, we already had a agreement, and I'm gonna keep my word. So
Ah.
I'm willing to see which way the penny falls.
Inclined to go with Basho.
Of the three factions in this, Lamplax are clearly the weakest. I can't see any purpose in us supporting them against the crows, especially. If something goes down and we step opposing the crows to help Basho, he doesn't have the power to protect us, we don't have the power to protect us.
Yes.
But if we Welsh on a deal, we will be known as those that Welsh on deals.
The implication is that if we are in a position to take up that deal, Basho is already going to be killed.
I wouldn't trust a backstabber, especially if I just had to have one just have like half a word with one of the people in their gang to convince the entire gang to like completely flip sides. I would expect someone else to do the same down the road.
That is always the case. We always will have to choose our allegiances as we grow, but the concept is that our power becomes the ones who are deciding. And with this single move, we could elevate ourselves, all of us, up significantly. But I'd rather get out alive. We are no use if we are dead.
Right. So, if we're not going to choose a side, you want to kind of still head over to Tangletown and scope out the meeting or whatever and see what happens.
Yes.
Right, and so I guess we need to decide then what kind of method we're going to be using to carry out this score. Now, I know you're a group of shadows. It's pretty obvious to me.
It'll
what
be the
it's likely to
Nicholas
be.
method.
Yep.
Stealth. It's gonna be a
Stealthy. Yep.
Yeah. If everybody's in agreement with that, you're going to go stay hidden. So I think we shall just cut straight to being in Tangletown. We're going to make an engagement roll. Now, is this a particularly bold or audacious plan?
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
You think it is?
Hey, don't get any bigger than this.
Right.
I mean,
That's gonna give
given
you-
that part, one of the plans is to do nothing. I don't know how bold or audacious that is.
It's more the
sneaking
going to
in.
Tangletown after being told not to go to Tangletown part.
I mean, there's that. There's that.
There's
I was
also
told not to get involved, not to not go.
there's also the part that wants to see a boat blow up and lots of people die. But
I'm hoping if we don't mention that, Tom might forget.
and there's a bit also about usurping one of the main. There is an element of this being usurping one of the main, smaller but main factions of the area. This could be the cutting of the head of the Hydra. Hail
Hydra.
If anybody wanted
Sorry,
to,
what?
did anybody want to kind of gather any information about this or anything before they go, and what kind of information would you be looking for, or do you just want to jump straight into the?
I want to jump
Being
straight in.
there.
I want to jump straight in, but if anybody else
I'm
wants
not
to try and
entirely sure
gather
how you'd
information-
find more information about a secret gang leader.
Yeah, clandestine.
More than
kind
that,
of-
I think narratively we're reaching a position where we wouldn't really have time to gather information.
No.
Okay.
We
I
know
think
when
that's
this
what
meeting
I
is.
think
but
we
by the
probably
time
know
we've
more
all-
than most people already.
Yeah, by the time we've all gathered and discussed our plans, we're not going to have that much time to find anything past maybe basic knowledge of Tangletown. And
Okay.
I mean, it's a shanty town. There's not going to be good maps of Tangletown anywhere.
No, I mean, it probably
I mean,
changes
there's one
quite
right here.
regularly as well. Yeah, and it probably just change quite frequently, quite regularly.
You park your boat there for too long, it just gets nailed on.
I would love it if Tangletown just started because there was this one guy with too many nails. Just
Yeah.
anyone who pulled up alongside got stuck to it. We're like, sorry, you're here now.
He just really wanted people to pay to dock the boats.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to nail it to this dock.
Yeah, here's Tangletown here for chat. It's on the map now. There you go.
Mm.
Like a disco
Yeah,
floater there.
So
I think Waterworld.
yeah, it's Tangletown is it's like this. It's a mess of old ships, precariously woven to the rusted hulk of this half-sunken Leviathan hunter, which is like a massive great iron ship that's half sunk into the channel here. There's like a spider's web of old rigging and chain that's kind of holding all of these vessels together. Some of the masts have been brought down to kind of form gangways and bridges between stricken ships, or to form like crude ramps up to higher levels where old rope, wood, and sails have been used to form shelters up among the kind of crow's nests and yard arms of these ships. So we're sneaking into Tangletown. I mean, you don't have to sneak into Tangletown if you don't want, unless you just absolutely don't want anybody to know that you are even in the vicinity. But I'm assuming, after Lissa's warning, that you're probably not wanting to be seen by anyone.
No.
It gives us most options to
I
be
would-
unexpected.
I think
Definitely
we should
feel that
stealth it.
most eyes in Tangletown at this time, before this meeting, are going to be unfriendly to us.
That's true. It is neutral territory, which is why it's been chosen.
We're going to have to sneak in somehow.
Yeah. So this is going to be a stealth. mission. We are going to make an engagement roll. I'm going to give 2 dice here for this roll to see what kind of starting position have you guys. It's not great.
Why would we expect anything else?
Yeah. So we are going to start in a desperate position.
Oh God.
Yeah, and the reason this will be
Experience.
well, the reason is experience is great. But ooh, spooky. Okay. You're standing on like a ship on a boat on the very, very edge of this particular town. Now, I don't know how you've got across. We can work that out later.
We have gondola.
You do. You have gondola will travel. So as you kind of pulled up, you've climbed onto the main island, if you like, from your boat. You've taken a quick look around, and you can see that Tangle Town is a lot busier. Night than it usually is. And as you've kind of climbed sneakily onto you've kind of crossed a raft of these various little rowboats that have all been kind of chained together in various ways. And one of you, whoever it might be, has jumped aboard and has drawn attention to themselves. Who is it? How have you done it?
Well, we would have sent Nicholas ahead because he's the stealthy, scopy guy.
Yeah. So it may
He
not be
likes
him.
women.
It may not be him that's caused the problem.
I think the issue is nobody wants to be the person who causes the problem.
I think we should roll.
Oh yeah. I think
Maybe Baz got his wish and he's blown something up at the far end, we'll distract our approach by blowing up something at the other end of the flotilla. or
What's our
whatever.
starting point? What's our starting point then for this? Risky?
What do you want us to roll?
That's just desperate. For some reason, the town has been drawn. As I say, the Tangle Town is a lot busier than it normally is, and not sure why. But maybe it's to do with the meeting. Okay, so you wanted to try that, yeah? Oh, Yep.
It wasn't Nicholas.
Are we just trying to find out who failed?
It's not looking great for you.
The position desperate? Oh, we didn't
Yeah.
have the rolls?
Well, that means we get a flag as well. Hey!
Oh.
It was Ashlyn.
Oh,
No.
why change a habit of 4 years?
Oh no, Solomon. Sorry.
Oh, Solomon. Yeah.
Sorry,
No,
it
we
was
were all the
Solomon.
same. It's all a partial success. It
That's
doesn't really.
partial success.
Yeah.
The number doesn't matter.
Oh, you got 4.
Yeah, no, but it's a partial success. Like the
Yeah.
number is irrelevant.
So,
Well, okay. So let's say then it's more to do with Basho being with you, maybe. Have you come across with him?
no,
or is
we were
he-
coming alone, I thought.
Yeah, we're
Okay,
coming along.
so it's
yeah.
not that. So it's
I'll
not
do it. I'll slip as I jump, as usual.
I mean, I don't know how that would make it like a desperate situation.
Well, because you'll find out in a moment.
Oh,
Maybe our ever reliable stealth gondola is plowed into the side of one of the walkways or something.
Okay.
Well, that would be good. If the boat that we moored up against was loose, and it suddenly like ripped apart from the main body inside, floating out back out into the sea, and then people saw us.
Okay, yeah, we'll go with that then. That's exactly what happened, and perhaps somebody, as he sees this kind of happen, throws a line out quickly, like instinctively throws a line out to one of you.
Yeah.
And you kind of, as you grab a hold of it, he's kind of wearing like a big long kind of coat and a hat that's kind of coming down over his face. And as you kind of throw, as he throws this rope out, he kind of looks up towards you. And the coat kind of slips slightly, and there's a flash of a badge beneath the coat. As this happens, what do you do?
Well, at least it's not a spirit warden.
I will busy myself securing our boats, the lines, and try to make it look like I'm just a regular gondola man.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Like, quick, shadowy figures, grab this rope.
Could Solomon have got away, and is it just the three of us at this point? Is that possible? Could he have jumped off the boat before this guy arrived? Could he be in the shadows, given he rolled a 6?
Solomon.
Or was it Solomon?
What you mean?
You mean
No,
Nicholas.
you mean
Nicholas. Sorry, Nicholas. It was.
I was like, where's go?
Yeah.
Well,
That would be good.
it would, wouldn't it? But no.
I wouldn't trust anybody else to tie up the boat,
Yeah.
to be honest. So.
Yeah. And this is the thing.
I mean,
the
it's
guy
loop
that
around.
throws the rope- The guy that throws the rope over, Nicholas, you recognise him.
Oh shit.
Oh, god damn it, Nicholas.
Yeah. You haven't seen him in quite a while. But Dharma is kind of standing there on the edge of this island of
Yes.
boats, and he's just thrown a rope across to your crew, and you know who he is. know
As soon as
what
I
he is.
recognise him, I'm just ducking down and securing this line and trying my hardest not to show my face.
Okay.
And we see that, and like this isn't normal for Nicholas.
No.
I'm just slightly louder than I probably should be. I'll just be like, "Okay, line is secure. Everybody off."
Okay. Thank you.
Go on, I've brought you to Tangletown. You can get off now. I have to go and pick up other passengers.
Okay. Thank you for and here's as agreed. And I play along with him, and I'm
Sweet
totally
comfort.
giving a sort of quizzical look at him because he's behaving most odd.
Yeah.
I
He
just
is.
keep my head ducked.
This guy, he's kind of standing, he's looking across, he's kind of surveying the four of you as you kind of as Nicholas is securing the line, and the rest of you are all kind of just standing there watching him. He's kind of surveying you, and there's something about the way he's watching you. It's a little bit unnerving.
Got something on your mind.
You coming across or what?
I put my hand out. You
Yeah.
don't mind, sir?
I didn't realise there was a rush.
And I
You got
hand
somewhere
out
to
for him
be.
to help me.
Yeah, and he takes your hand, helps you over.
Do I recognise him?
You don't. Yeah, you got. Sorry, you're right. Absolutely. Everybody needs to choose what loadout they're taking
Light.
for this particular.
Always light.
He's going. Nicholas is going light.
I like moving more than I like carrying things.
Yeah, I go for light for this one as well. I think.
Sure.
Light as well.
Right, it's 3, isn't it? 3, I'll go light.
So, Dermot's standing there. He's watching. He's waiting for everybody to kind of come across. He seems to be looking back towards the boat.
As soon as they're off, I'm just gonna look like I'm preparing to leave. Well, I actually am preparing to leave. There's no
He
look
says-
like about it.
So you're looking like you're
You.
me.
Who, me?
No.
Him.
Oh, ferryman.
Yeah.
Are you looking to go back to Duskville proper? Are you needing traveling? He's very affordable. And I stand, I walk towards him, and stand within his, vicinity, kind of imposing, like.
Okay. He doesn't seem to be paying you any attention. He's kind of just looking across to the boat. Hey, ferryman. Come here a minute.
I am in a rush, sir. If you want to lift, you'll have to jump on.
You look familiar.
My brother works the same lines.
I think we should have some kind of war going on here. I think there's something that needs to be.
Is that what he says?
Get your dice out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a dice off.
I challenge you to a duel.
Well, the old social encounter solved this easily. Having a whale of a time.
How do we see this situation? Are we nervous about this?
I think. Well, I don't know. Are you nervous about this?
Yeah, I think I might have my hand ready on my cane sword.
Oh, okay. Is anybody? Did anybody? Have you all come across except for Nicholas? Is that the
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah, 'cause he's the ferry dude.
You don't pay the ferryman.
No, not in this part of town.
Don't
For
even
God's
fix a
sake.
price.
Hated when we started.
So who's...
Okay.
Yeah, he fell out my head.
Yeah, Tars is watching this discussion
Yeah,
carefully.
I think. Actually, I've just broken the cardinals the rule there, haven't I? And asked for a roll. I shouldn't have done that.
Broken the cardinal rule.
Hey,
You
it's-
thought about something.
Fine.
I did. Silly me. Anyway,
Just
how
change
do you-
the situation to risky and we'll let you off.
This guy is staring across at you, Nicholas. And you're going to have to do something, otherwise, you might attract more of his attention.
I'm making ready to leave. If
Give him the look.
when he yells out that he wants to talk to me, he wants me to come
Hmm.
closer, I'll just motion. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Get on.
motion like.
No, I'm just saying, like, get on the ferry if you want to ride. I'm going back to coast. And I'll just sort of motion him towards the ferry.
Okay.
I'm not going to turn around, not looking at him. And I'm not moving to where he is at all. I'm just making ready to
Okay.
go.
Fair enough. I think we need a test of some kind. I do think we need a test of some kind. Whether you tell me what it is you're doing, and what role you're using to do.
Trying to sway him, isn't he? He's trying to...
Yeah.
I am trying to
Convince
sway him,
him.
and I'm going to roll sway even though it will be terrible. Because
Yeah.
it's what I'm doing.
Yeah. No, well, what
I'm
devil's
not
bargain-
thinking
what-
about this, I'm panicking.
What devil's bargain can we give him for this one? We give him an extra dice. What could we give him? A devil's bargain. So
I don't know. I was kind of think the way it would be possibly go is that the guy, the policeman wants to, like, he clearly suspects that he's on a job, but so he wants to come with.
I like
Hey.
it. I don't know if I don't know if it's something like that we could use something like that though as a devil's bargain, because that
I don't know.
it's something that's going to give you an extra dice to avoid the situation or to improve your chances with a particular situation.
But something that happens regardless of whether you
gonna be
succeed
at
or
a
fail.
cost. Yeah.
Another boat comes in, and it comes in hot, and it smashes up our only means of escape.
Well, are we still attached to the? I mean, that's a bit. I mean, to be fair,
He's holding a rope.
Are we still attached to a boat that's sort of floating away from the?
Oh, has he got our rope? Did you say?
I mean, we
He's
could go
holding your rope.
the other way. That like this thing's starting to like pull out into the water flow, and it gets hit by one of the larger ships coming along the main canal. And no, but instead of like wrecking our ship, it like gets like slammed into, like it spins or pivots and then slams into the side of Tinseltown again, making even more of a ruckus. Rather than like killing off already.
He did.
Tinseltown.
Hey, it's a big night. It's a big night for it. It's dressing up a bit. I like Tinseltown compared to Tangletown. Yeah, they're doing it fancy for the gang leaders.
That's kind of
I
cool.
don't know. Would you be wanting to accept a devil's bargain of that nature, or for an extra role in this, or do you want to?
Boat gets a bit
just
smashed
go
up.
with-
I'm not sure, because essentially I'm distracting Dharma by fixing this boat, so I don't think at this point it wouldn't be loose enough to float out.
Okay.
Because the line he's giving me I'm fixing to the other boat, not to our boat. I'm fixing the loose boat.
Okay. So
I mean,
Make
are
it
there,
our
are there
boat
any,
ready to
are there
leave.
are there any other acquaintances Nicholas might have that could show up at this?
That could be the devil's bargain then. The devil's.
Ironically, for the person who has the best stealth score, has just got one of them faces.
The devil's bargain could be that the wash from a bigger ship passing looses the boat and knocks him out a few turns. It takes him a while to get back. He has to we have to regroup.
Oh, and I kind of like this. I like. How about this? Yes, a boat goes past, and the wash from it rocks the boat, which causes you to lose your balance slightly. And although your boat will be untied and you can drift off away a bit, you're going to see your face.
Yeah, I'll take that.
All right, let's do that then.
It just got more interesting. There's another player enters the fray. Wow.
I like that. So I'm rolling sway. I'm trying to convince Dharma to either I'm
but you've got
leaving, either he
Yeah.
needs to get in the gondola or he needs to let me go.
Yeah. Either way, this boat is going to be detached. It's going to be
Yeah.
drift away a bit, but he is
Probably I'm going
to
to have
know.
both my feet in it at the time.
Yeah, he's going to know it's you. And he's going to know that you may be carrying a job out on tank.
Well, I'm the one floating away.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Oh,
Sail away, sail away, sail away.
Yeah. Okay. And the cool thing is, it was desperate, so you get a little tick in you.
I've taken a little too.
Right,
So
so
nervous tick. That's his devil's bargain.
yeah, I mean, it was a desperate roll. So what has happened is Wash has rocked the boat quite badly, and you have completely lost your balance, and you are falling. Now, it's whether you're going to fall into the water or perhaps into the boat that you've secured the line to. But
Yeah, I'm aiming for the water.
you're aiming for the water. The thing is, your boat is drifting away now. So let's see what you can do to prevent yourself from. Are you falling into the water?
Yes.
That's easy. That's easy.
There's a lot of it around. I'll figure it out.
depends what's in the water.
Me in a minute.
Yeah. So you see this, you guys. You see this happen. That you see this boat goes by quite quickly, and the wash rocks the boat quite severely, and Nicholas is thrown out, and you hear the soft splash as he hits the water. And this guy, he's kind of standing there. He's looking like he's recognised your companion. What are you doing?
Twitch moderation. Sorry.
Yeah.
Is that what
Well,
you're
you
saying?
carry on with that because this bit doesn't
I'm
involve
falling in the
you.
water. Give me a second.
I just Tar turns away from this guy who's been giving Nicholas grief and just shakes his head and watches and looks at Solomon and says, I think we might have to do a bit of fishing.
Well, let's find ourselves a hook big enough to catch him, shall we?
Right. And this guy, he's as you're standing there saying this guy looks around and says, "Oh, friend of yours, is he?"
No, but he is in the water drowning, probably. I mean, do you not tend to like try to get people out of water when they're falling in?
Not when it's people like that. No.
I just look at when he
Like
says
that.
that. I just look at him. What's he doing? What's he? Can we read him? Can
He's-
we? Is he?
I mean, you
ready
can see
for
his hand
violence?
kind of twitching. You're not sure.
Yeah.
It's likely he's armed.
That he's 2 arms.
So, yeah, he's looking at you guys now. His attention has turned to you.
Yeah.
Realizing there's actually 3 of you and there's just one of him at the moment.
So you're gonna give us a hand getting him out of the water?
But strangely, doesn't seem to raise any kind of alarm.
You're on business.
I'm looking around
By the
for
way,
a rope or
I'm
something.
gonna go find a rope. Yeah, there must be some kind of like mooring point or something we can grab a rope from.
There's loads. There's loads of those. Yeah.
Is Nicholas just somewhere under the water, or is he like? Can we
I have
like? Is he on the
not
spot?
surfaced. I am staying down as long as I can.
Swimming away. You're like this.
Yeah.
He appears like he comes up at like the other end of the thing. He's like, I'll just do this solo.
With seaweed wrapped over his head, just kind of.
It's like underwater ghillie suit. Yeah, so Nicholas is going to just disappear below the surface, and we know that the water here it's not a great place to be. So,
Can I mesmerise him to get him to walk away?
and you mesmerise him.
As I can mesmerise, when you sway someone, you may cause them to forget what happened until they next interact with you.
I think to forget when you sway someone, you may forget that it's happened. So he'll forget that you mesmerised him or that you swayed him.
Oh, right, okay.
Did you have your like?
I mean,
sleeping
I bet-
powder?
But I could sway him and mesmerise him and say, this is not the person you are looking for.
Yeah. Yes, you could do that.
Such a
You could do that,
nerd.
but if you want to use,
I am no nerd.
I mean, you just quoted Star Wars unrequested.
And not only that, it was an inside joke on a TTRPG actual play. So that's even more nerdy. I like it. That's good credentials there, Ange.
so yeah, are you going to do this?
I am. And I'm
Right.
going to push it as well.
Hey.
You can't. No, wait a minute, kiddo. You're getting your games confused, aren't you?
Yeah, see, just lost all my nerd credentials there, haven't I?
Yeah.
Oh, you could do the 2 stress for an extra dice.
Yep.
I think is what
Now,
she meant.
your ability doesn't say anything about pushing yourself. For this, so you don't take stress by the looks of it.
I want
So you're
extra
just gonna
dice,
swim?
so to check more chances of winning.
Okay, well if you're going to push yourself, then that's going to be 2 stress, and you're going to take an extra for the extra dice.
Hey. I
Give
forgot
me
how to do
devil's
that.
bargain.
Is it risky?
It's
Desperate.
desperate. Now, if it
Good.
goes wrong, bad
More
things
severe
are gonna happen.
failure.
Hmm.
Oh, I didn't do the extra bit. Do I get stress?
You do get stressed, yeah.
I didn't get an extra dice though.
Why didn't you add the extra dice?
Because I forgot. So I'll just roll it again.
One more.
I thought. Did you
Yeah, let's
mesmerize
roll one
yourself?
d6.
Is that what it was?
The devil's bargain is that she can't remember having the conversation with the guy either.
Can you just roll it up one more d6?
You just roll one more d6.
Same result. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is it you're saying to him? You're just saying, "Hey, you're mistaken. That's not who you're
Yeah,
thinking."
it's like
he's just
it's just move along. He's just our fairy guy. There's nothing to see. No, I can't say that.
Just a fairy guy.
No, that's fine.
Nothing to see here.
Okay, and he kind of looks at you.
And then I say to him, "Oh, could you direct me, sir, to?" And I sort of I hold his arm out as if like, so Victorian. He's sort of like, so like, could you guide me? And I sort of hold his arm to turn him round to walk him away, as if, and ask him directions for the Fart and Badger down the road. Pub.
Okay. Yeah, Psycho. So he's a little bit confused by everything that's going on, but he's kind of okay. He's taken in by you, and you kind of lead him away, and he seems to go, apparently forgetting for a moment about Nicholas, who is doing what?
Drowning.
Staying down literally as long as possible, and then attempting to surface as close to the gondola as I can.
Okay, so you're swimming after your boat.
Yes, which is drifting. I should be able to catch it.
Yeah. Okay, so you climb onto your boat, and you manage to. Are you bringing it back to where you can see Ashlyn leading Dharma away?
Yeah, if it
In the
looks like
distance,
Dharma's
and-
leaving, I'll just pull back up to where we were.
Okay.
Secure the boat.
Yeah, your only problem.
Actually, I'll
is
secure
you know
it a bit further down. Like, just a bit further down the slip, so it doesn't look like I've tied up the gondola back there again.
Okay.
Like passing glance, as it were.
Yeah, sure. But you know now, of course, that Dharma the blue coat, is aware that you in Tangletown.
Provided he doesn't drown under Tangletown.
Hmm.
I'm sure that won't come back to bite me, as I carefully pull on my Cerulean Shadow Cloak and put the hood up.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what you're into.
So, what are you doing, folks? You know that the Henrietta Maria is the ship that the meeting is taking place in the hold of that ship, which is kind of that's a good question. When you arrived, would you have kind of gone on the opposite side of Tangletown to where the meeting?
Yeah, we're trying to
Yeah, that
get
made sense.
subtle, quiet, unnoticed.
Yeah. So you're making your way through the twisted streets of Tangle Town. There's kind of like I said, there's lots of kind of catwalks and rope bridges that kind of stretch out all across the area, all across these ships that are all kind of put together in various different ways. And there's like you can see a stack of kind of cages, like lobster cage type things, if you like, all kind of stacked up. They're like 3 times higher than Tar is tall, and they're kind of they look very, very precarious where they are. And there's some guys that are all kind of gathered around, like an old oil drum, fire in it, and the smoke that's coming off it smells quite bad, and it's kind of like a greasy kind of smell to it. And they all seem to be sat there chatting, and they're really kind of these rough-looking guys, all probably younger than they look, but they're all kind of wizened and grey, had a hard life. They're eating something out of a bowl, something that's quite watery, with some unpleasant-looking stuff kind of swimming around in it, floating around in it.
So soup.
Yeah, yeah. Except it's like bad soup, though.
Supermarket owned brand.
Yeah, there's just more and more. You notice there's a lot of people kind of in the area, far more than you've seen before when you've ever been to Tangletown. What are you doing with Dharma? Sorry, were you about to say something?
No.
You want to do something? Did Tar want to do something?
I was just wanting to get, I guess, make sure that Nicholas was regrouped and that we were able to get up and out the way of him, this person that's already caused us a lot of grief. So I guess it's walking down but watching Ashlyn. Is Ashlyn in any trouble?
Let's find out. Ashlyn, you in any trouble?
No, I'm just doing my sort of fitting into the situation kind of thing. So I'm just talking the talk and
Charming.
I'm charming him and just taking him up to the nearest junction and making sure I sort of like maneuver him off to keep walking and making sure he doesn't come back down.
Okay. I mean, this is going to require some kind of ability use, isn't it? I mean, you've already swayed him. He's gonna take you right to the junction wherever you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as I'm going up there, so are you from Tangletown?
He kind of smiles. He's a little bit embarrassed. He's obviously not used to seeing being spoken to by attractive women or anything, and he's a little bit unsure as to where he is now. And he says, "No, I'm just visiting, ma'am. What are you doing here?"
I have some distant relatives here, and I was just coming across to visit them, but I'm slightly early, so I was just going. I heard a lot about Tangletown. It's supposed to be quite a amazing place. Apparently, there's no violence here, or there's no fights, or the dreadful gangs are not allowed to do anything here.
Apparently so.
Will you be in one of the bars later?
I'm afraid not, ma'am.
That's a shame. Maybe we could arrange to meet later.
Actually, you had a partial success with your spray.
You want to sleep on the sofa tonight?
You asking him?
No.
You lucky devil.
So he's going to. He looks at you. He says, are you going for a drink now? Are you, ma'am?
No. I have some family waiting. I'm going to visit them, but then I may be at a loose end.
Well, perhaps I could escort you.
No, one of my friends.
Ma'am.
No, it's fine. You be on your way. My friend will be escorting me from. He's just going to be catching us up. Tar?
So I'm watching as I'm trying to look in between Ashlyn and Nicholas. I see Nicholas, I guess, is okay. He's on the boat.
He climbs on the boat. And
yeah. And then and I look at Solomon. Let's meet back here in a minute. And I just walk down after I hear my name called.
Okay. So, you appeared behind Ashlyn after she calls you, and this fella, he kind of looks around. He seems a little bit disappointed.
Tar, we were heading to that pub.
Yes, of course. It's this way, and I like if we're at a Y junction, one goes right, and he's standing on the left hand side of it, and I take Ashland's arm and just begin to walk off down the right hand side.
Just as we stop, I say, so I turn around and say to him, 9 o'clock. We'll be at the Furry Badger. That's
The Farton Badger.
Oh yeah, the Farton Badger.
Hey, she's trying to throw him off.
They're both very strange names for Tangletown pubs.
They go badger obsession as the district animal.
Yeah, there is something. Obviously, it's a thing with Ange. He kind of stands there and watches you as you disappear into the fog, or the smoke that's kind of coming from this.
As I disappear into the fog, I shout out, 9 p.m.
What was that about?
Don't know. I'm trying to distract him away from whatever he was obsessing about with Nicholas.
Yes, that was very strange. He seems to be okay. He's out the boat. Let's loop round this building and we'll get back to Solomon, Nicholas.
We go quick.
Right. Heading back.
Yeah, we loop round as quick as we can because I'm worried that he might go back down looking for Nicholas.
Sure. And so.
Is Nick? Yeah. I was tempted to I was tempted to like, I don't know, barter some pointless amount of currency for like a homeless man's blanket, just to like help Nicholas out when he gets out of the water. Just to
Yeah, it's pretty chilly. It is quite
Yeah.
cold. Obviously, there's no sun, so yeah, it's not very warm. So if you wish to, I mean, you can just grab. I mean, there's probably stuff hanging around.
Yeah,
on
if
the
I may.
lines all
Yeah, that's
over
the idea.
place anyway.
Yeah, just like a blanket or like just some kind of fabric of some sort.
Yeah.
No one's
So,
really paying
Nicholas,
attention.
when you finally moor up the boat, mountain dripping wet. Solomon is waiting there. He's got this
Yeah.
rather evil-smelling blanket that he's pulled off of
Yeah.
some washing line somewhere.
That strange guy, he got you a bit moist. There's a story, a bit of a history there.
You know, some people you cross once, some people you cross twice, some people keep coming back for more. Thank you. I'll just use the blanket to dry myself somewhat,
Yeah,
and I'm just gonna
You
duck
now
down
smell local.
yeah.
duck down the edge of
around
this boat, all this slip, and just start wringing out my shadow cloak.
Now, he's no friend of yours, that's for certain.
Yeah, and Tar and Ashlyn kind of appear at the just up the kind of little alleyway that's formed between these two kind of boats. You're wringing out your cloak.
Who was he, Nicholas, and why was a blue coat in Tangletown? They've got no jurisdiction here.
I have a feeling maybe he's doing something on the side. He was Patsy. You say Patsy. He was the Patsy of a previous job I did before I was with you. Well, them. Obviously before I was with you. I needed someone to direct the blame onto, and he was convenient.
Oh. How clever. Yes. I can see why he might be interested in you. Is he a dangerous man?
If he is, he's never shown it before, but I try to avoid him.
By jumping in a river?
That wasn't quite my intention, but it worked. Ashley managed to lead him away. However, my
You
shadow
don't need
cloak
any
is
attention
soaked.
while we're here right now.
So you're going to make a sneaky look through the various different kind of alleyways and gangways that are formed between all of these different ships towards the Marietta Maria.
Is it a gang action?
I think it will be. If somebody wants to lead one. Somebody want to lead a group action here for sneaking the way through.
Yeah?
Oh,
you
we
want to
have
lead
some
it?
kind of expert.
And
If only
now
I
the
had
thing
some
is,
kind
the
of
thing is,
sneaking expert.
is that, yeah, everybody has
Yeah.
to roll prowl, but anybody that doesn't make it person who's leading the action will take stress, which is effectively them kind of going, "Oh my god, I can't believe it."
I mean, I can
Which is pretty accurate to how I deal with most jobs. I will lead the prowl.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing.
I think it's called the
I can take the stress, but like it doesn't feel like it's all about the person volunteering to lead the stealth effort.
Is it still desperate?
I think
Always.
yes, it is. Yeah, I think it is. Mainly because somebody may be alerted to your presence here. Wow.
Fuck death.
Oh. You need to make Ashlyn and just Nicholas, is it? Wow. Rolls.
Sorry.
I'm rolling my dice.
Oh, yeah, that's okay.
Maybe Solomon should have led the effort. Ooh, no.
Yeah, you get to take some stress there, Simon, as Ashlyn is being rather
Solomon.
clumsy in their efforts to be sneaky. Yeah, this isn't entirely a successful. You don't keep yourself hidden entirely successfully. Is probably what I'm trying to say.
She didn't let
and
the
so-
police guy get away, so she still got him on her arm.
So you're kind of noticed by quite a few, but I was going to say it's very difficult to stay hidden just because of the sheer amount of people that seem to be in Tangletown. And so when you kind of arrive at the Henrietta Maria, it's almost a relief. Just because here is somewhere where you can maybe hide, and hopefully there won't be millions of people around to kind of watch you and see where you're going and what you're doing. It's like a gangplank with kind of handholds that leads up onto the ship. There's a few lights kind of on the top of the ship there, some kind of oil lamps that are hung on ropes above the deck. But other than that, there's not much to indicate there's anything going on.
Are we early?
If you what was your intention in that
We
regard?
arrived exactly when we mean to.
Yeah, well, that's the point. Were you meaning to be early, or were you meaning to be?
I mean, if we're early, we get to position ourselves before things kick off. At least when we expect things to kick off.
Yeah. So you want to say we're a bit early? That's fine. Sure. There only seems to be this one way onto this particular ship. It is kind of on the edge of Tangletown here. The boat is securely kind of lashed in various different places to the rest of the town. So it's not like you can just cut the boat free or anything like that. It's chains and all across masters. In fact, it has 3 master ships, quite big. Some of them have been brought down. That you can see that they're kind of tangled up in a kind of mess of rigging above you. You see bits of old sail which are kind of hanging over various different bits of rigging, forming kind of crude shelters that people are obviously kind of living in, all above and around you. It's quite busy in this area as well. See a lot of people milling around. There's a group of guys, burly looking fellas they are, that are pulling on a rope. They seem to be hauling like a rowboat up out of the water. See that the boat is kind of holed in various places, so perhaps trying to haul it out to repair it. And just people kind of just milling around.
I'm just going to walk over and help the guys who are hauling the boat. Just get an extra hand on those ropes.
Okay. You start joining the end of the tug of war that's going on. And one of these guys, he kind of looks back at you, nods, joining the boat lifts out of the water, swinging wildly in the air. somebody nearby is kind of grabbing a hold of it and trying to haul it back over onto the deck. Standing on.
Your mic cut out for most of that. I didn't.
I'm sorry, did it?
Get nearer.
Yeah, so they're kind of, as you haul it up, they're hauling it up out of the water. A guy leans forward, he grabs a hold of it, and he swings it over onto the deck to the ship where you are, where you're all standing. And they all kind of turn around, thank you, offer you a drink of something that's in this flask.
Sure. That's never gone wrong with me before.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. And they're kind of making small talk. He's talking away. You can speak to these guys as equals because they're like, you know the lingo for these kind of people. You work with them quite frequently, don't you? So,
Pretty much.
yeah. Well, the rest of you guys doing while this is happening, you can see that there are a few people kind of wandering around on this ship, on the deck of this ship.
Do they look like they're armed? Do they look like there's anything happening that they are on the lookout for? Or are they just
Do
going...
you want to? I think this is an ability check. I think you could make some kind of roll.
Study.
Either anybody that's observing them.
Yeah, I think the same. It turns out they're all just different gangs like ours.
Yeah.
Nobody else. Would that be study or survey? Study
Survey
and-
probably makes more sense, I guess.
Yeah, alright. That's
6.
Hey.
Oh,
That's gonna go horribly wrong.
You don't have survey as a skill then.
it's a
Charlie.
2. I know nothing.
Yeah,
Right. I remember it was desperate roll as well.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was.
I'd do something stupid then.
Do you now? Yeah. Perhaps you do. What could it be? What has Tar done this as he's standing there surveying it?
Things
He
have gone
obviously has
badly.
drawn attention to himself, maybe, but
Maybe, well, an obvious one is somebody sees me looking at them, and they turn round, and they tap their mate on the shoulder, and I'm just looking too long. I just spend too long looking. I don't kind of look away, and these two guys turn round and they look at me like I'm staring at them, and they're just like, they walk over to the fence and shout down, "Well, you mate," or something like that. You know, like just kind of like, "What the fuck are you doing, staring at us, pal? What's that about?" That something like that would be my guess.
yeah, okay. That works for me. I think it's a desperate action though, so I think what is actually going to happen is you are indeed, somebody does see you, and she kind of looks down over the side, and you recognise this slight woman that you recognise with the rather masculine hairstyle that she has, as she kind of looks down at you, and you know it's Lissa straight away.
Oh.
And he looks down, and then you see her just basically point to the two guys that are next to her, points at you, and these guys descend the gangplank towards you. They walk right up to you, and they kind of grab you by the arms, and they march you up the gangplank towards Lissa.
Well, we've got on.
Oh,
Now,
shit.
it's entirely up to you what you. I mean, you don't have to allow this to happen, obviously,
I
but that's entirely up to you.
like,
Quick, everyone, book it.
yeah, it's it's shit. Tar isn't gonna. No, he's not gonna. He knows he's been rumbled. So he accepts his fate. He can't afford to start a fight. At this point, it's too early.
Okay. Yeah. So these guys, they kind of manhandle you up the gangplank to the deck of the ship. And Lissa she just turns and she walks down the steps into the lower deck. These guys, they kind of push you down there as well. What are the rest of you doing while this happens?
I mean, is there any way to get popcorn on this in this phase? Can I use study or prowl to?
Don't fail.
Find popcorn.
I mean, I got Tinker. I could make my own, I guess. I just need to find some
Yeah.
more. just to watch from a safe distance. Just
I use survey to find corn, tinker to make popcorn.
yeah, and then just find it, then sit down and watch. Just.
Did she see the rest of us?
Not that you're aware of. I mean, not no. I'm going to say no right now because I think it's more fun if they don't.
And it's her boat, so it's not like we could sneak up and follow them.
But you don't know that it's her
Not
boat.
easily.
This is just where the meeting is going to be taking place. But
Is there a general amount of crowd just walking on there, or is it like
there's
ticket
a
only
lot of
thing?
people- There's a lot of people around. They're not walking on this ship though.
Right. There's a big group of people walking on the ship.
Not walking around the area. There seem to be people milling around all over the place. Yeah.
I want to find a way to get on the ship.
He's here already. Does that mean potentially the other leaders are here? Like, does it mean Bazo is around somewhere?
Yeah, you don't know.
But it's quite a big area to search, isn't it?
I mean, oh, yeah.
I might try to. Why do I never take points in survey?
No, I've not either.
Well, now's
It's
your
the problem
chance
is,
to
like-
try and get some.
Because I was trying to. Because the plan was to basically, because we know Bazo and we know like his guys, so assuming that he would have brought like an entourage as well, they could try and figure out at least this is where they're hanging out.
Well, he'd been told not to.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm hoping he's not that stupid. But you know,
That's why he asked you guys
yeah,
to go.
nobody official. Yeah, no, but at least. Well, do we know where he was going to be? Because he would have, if we were his entourage, then we'd probably would have told us.
Does the boat have like goons? You know, like people stopping them going on and off, like bodyguards.
There are people here that, yes, I guess would probably be effectively guarding the boat to make sure people aren't getting on. Two of them have just actually come down the ramp and wandered off with Tar. Now, I don't know if... Did it look like Tar was attempting to resist in any way, or was he going... I mean, I say he was manhandled, but was he manhandled, or did he just kind of go when they went up to him and said, "This way, sir"?
Yeah, no, I definitely was like, just you know, I didn't I didn't totally like just go, oh, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
It was just like I did kind of just, I didn't obviously.
No, all I
Start
was
the fight.
concerned about is how it looked to everybody else. That's
So it
what I
might
was
be
trying
the
to
fact that you
ascertain.
don't want to go, but you're not. You know, it's just like oh.
Right,
for
exactly.
God's
I'm just like, look, just
Yeah.
and I try to say, I'll walk, you know, just like that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. I'll get just get off me, kind of thing. I'm
Yeah.
coming, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to ascertain how it looked to the rest of the gang, particularly as the
Yeah.
situation that occurred earlier.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Tar has been tweaked onto the boat, onto the ship. There are a couple of guards kind of standing around. They're probably waiting at the bottom, at the top, on the deck, whereas these guys were a bit lower down.
I turn to Nicholas and go, if we go with him, we're on the boat.
If we go with him, we're going to get caught.
Yeah, I think we could loiter nearby. That way, if he tries to make an escape, we can cover his escape.
So-
I feel like there's some kind of karmic element involved here. So hopefully there'll be an important lesson learned. Who knows?
And so, Tar, you're kind of pushed down these stairs into onto the lower deck of this ship. Alyssa's kind of walking ahead. She's not looked round to see you. She's just kind of heading down towards the back of the ship. And you just hear her, as she's walking, she just kind of says, you know, I had a feeling you'd be a dumb fuck.
Ooh.
Well, I came to warn you that the bluecoats are here. One who is, and he's trying to remember what Nicholas said. One who has quite clearly not operating on his official capacity. He is known to one of us. He was spotted at the docks, and we followed him. I'm going to have to use sway here because it's.
Okay. Okay.
I'm
This
trying
isn't
to.
entirely true. I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, but she doesn't believe it. It is entirely true.
Okay. So you're saying this, and she just kind of laughs as you say it and carries on walking. She's kind of heading towards the captain's cabin at the wood where it would have been on the ship. Kind of pushes the door open, steps in.
I look behind me.
These guys are still standing there behind you. They're basically shepherding you.
I walk in.
Yeah. The actual room is pretty devoid of furniture. There's a few actual kind of just crates that are sat around in here. It's not been used as a captain's cabin for quite some time. It would have once been quite opulent, but now it's just looking as run down and dishevelled as everywhere else. There's some kind of tarpaulin that's been hung over the window to keep out anybody that might be prying eyes and stuff like that. What the fuck are you doing here, Tar? Specifically when I told you not to be here. Are the rest of the gang here too, are they? And as she does this, she reaches into her pocket and she slips on her brass knuckles.
Oh, shit.
And I look around and say, no, they're not with me.
How convincing are you?
Very.
It depends on how sarcastic he's being.
How
He's
convincing
not
are
doing
you?
it right now.
How convincing are you? Let me just roll the dice and I'll tell you how convincing I
I think it's going to have to be. Is it another one?
I think so.
I'm taking it. It's still desperate, so.
It is. And now, is there anything we can do? You can push yourself for a bonus die, remember. Take 2 stress, get yourself a bonus die.
Yeah, I think
Devil's
that's worth it.
Bargain,
I'll definitely
I don't know
push
if I can
myself
do it.
for an extra die. That sounds like a
Okay.
great idea. +1 die.
Oh, look at that. So,
You with the 6.
yeah.
Sweating.
Yeah. So, well, that's one thing, I suppose. Anyway, you wanted to warn me about the bluecoats.
Well, one particularly nasty person known to one of my new colleagues is quite duplicitous in his actions. By day, he is a fine, upstanding member of our very much appreciated Bluecoats, and by evening, he's working for people that would rather see the Bluecoats burn. I suspect that he is here on the employ of the Iruvians.
She's smiling when you say this.
And I, as you know, have no particular care for the red sashes, and, well, I thought I might have the opportunity to ambush him. Unfortunately, that has not happened yet, and now I'm here, and you've drawn attention ever so slightly. I hope he wasn't around to see me being carted away.
You don't have to worry about him.
He's not working for you, is he? How many... Let's look at
He
her.
smiles.
Well, it's a good job I didn't find him first.
I mean, that would have complicated matters for sure.
I can still take him out if you wish.
I don't think that'll be necessary.
When does Bashel get here?
Pulls out a pocket watch. That depends. How early did you guys get here?
Quite, I would have thought a bit.
It was, but you were held up a little bit, weren't you, when you arrived? So,
Nicholas.
yeah,
Oh,
it's not
like
going to be
Robinson.
too. It's not going to be too much longer. She probably says, "Well, I'm kind of expecting him in about 15 minutes, so I kind of fucking need you not to be here."
I can disappear very easily. Let me get onto the top of the boat. I'll just sit quietly in the background. He doesn't like me very much, you know. Basho Baz gets a bit narky when he sees me. I would not want to, well, do anything other than stick a knife in his back given the opportunity.
Well, that is interesting.
Understandably, it is not just because he calls me names. My skin is somewhat thicker than that. However, he is a weak-minded fool. And he, without assistance from outside, he would have been overwhelmed by the Iruvians, and that gives them the power base in your area. There are better people who could make more of his territory, I think. Yes?
What if I was to give you that chance? Put the knife in his back.
I would take it, of course. Here? In this room?
No, I'm going to have the meeting down in the hold. It's a little bit more secure than here. There are some crates down there. Why don't you hide out in one of them?
Yes. It sounds most agreeable.
And she gestures to the two guys that are in the room, and they come and... Well, I guess they don't have to manhandle you now, right? They're kind of hanging on to your arms anyway, as they take you down the stairs towards the hold. Right, everybody else, what are you doing?
Well, I was trying to figure out where they were taking Tar, so...
Okay.
It seems we've been dragged into the captain's cabin. It's possible I've tried to find a way around to there.
Yeah, sure. I think that would be perfectly reasonable. Are you going to... Are you trying to kind of get around and listen in to the window at the back there?
Yeah, pretty much. He said the window was covered by a tarp, and
That's right.
essentially I'm trying to get into a position where I can help Tar out if something's going wrong, because I just saw him get dragged in there by two big blocks.
You
so.
did. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Let's have a roll of something. What do you think's appropriate?
It'll probably be finesse, because it's more about climbing and not getting spotted rather than just being sneaky.
Okay.
Ooh,
Fabulous.
it's a
Right.
6.
Yeah, so you definitely jump across from the edge of where this boat is moored and cling on to the side of the ship and inch yourself around to the window, and you hear the conversation that we've just had. You hear all of that kind of going on from inside, and then you hear footsteps moving away. Issa is still, she's kind of sat there for just a little bit longer. You just hear her breathing quietly. The water kind of lapping up the side of the ship.
I'll just wait for them.
Sure. And eventually you hear her footsteps kind of recede as well outside the door, and the cabin door shut. Ashlyn and Solomon.
I think with Solomon, I am going to use tune
Okay.
to tune to the ghost field. So I want to try and keep an eye out for any kind of, I guess, potentially other whispers or like anything sort of supernaturally elements that might be in play in this around this ship that they've taken Tara into, like, in case.
Yeah. Okay. Let's
See if I can see anything out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
You can travel, can't you, in the ghost?
You can. It's a bit of a weird one, that, because you kind of see echoes of buildings
You're
and
reliant,
things that were
yeah.
there. I mean, and as you're on the water, you may not get that same kind of opportunity. If that makes sense.
It's more risky. Yeah, that's what I was kind of hoping on. Is you'd have to kind of map the echoes in what you're seeing versus what you remember being there in the real world,
Yeah.
and then
I'm just imagining trying to travel in the Ghostfield and Tangletown. You just go straight down into the river.
Your legs
There's
just
nothing
spin.
Yeah.
it'd actually be
You wanna
quite funny.
make-
You
you wanna
just
make
watch
this
him. You watch him like you see, like it turns out like the echo is from like a point when there was like a lot more water. So you just see him like swimming through the air above everyone's head.
So if you want to attune,
Desperate and the
this
Rollo.
Phil is desperate at the moment.
Ooh,
Oh,
success.
Here we go. Them bloody sixes again. Look at that. So, yes, there are a number of spirits in the area that you can easily detect. See these kind of bright white kind of ghost field figures kind of moving around. Yeah, I guess they could kind of maybe echoes from crews of the before they were marooned here. There's a fair few of them. Yes, there is somebody appears to also be able to is showing up quite strongly in the field as well, but it's not a ghost. I guess they're slightly different colours or something in the ghost field, depending on somebody who also has similar abilities or similar talents to yourself. They are on the ship, on the deck at the back. You're out of sight of where you are, but you can see.
Yeah. But like, yeah. So I'll relay that to Ashlyn because she's like the only one left who I can relay the situation to.
Yeah.
They've got a whisper somewhere over there on the back of their ship. I can't quite see them, but I can feel them. There's something else we have to be aware of.
Yep.
And we haven't
we
really
use-
had to deal with beforehand.
Can we use your ghost field to get onto the boat unseen?
How much did I see from from what I saw in the ghost field when I did the tune? Would that be a possibility? Just seeing all the ghosts of like the previous crew and stuff. Would that make it? I mean, it was fairly static. Or
I mean, Tangled. Once the ship is kind of here, it's here.
yeah.
While it rocks away and
So I'd
sinks.
also worry that if we use the ghost field to get on board, it would alert the whispered on board.
I mean that, yeah.
That's what I would expect.
is probably quite likely. You know, your shadows. You know how to sneak about and stuff.
Yeah. I'm I am tempted to see how good a whisper they are.
Yes. Well, before we find out, do you want to take a little break? It's 10 to 11.
Yeah.
You want to take a break?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I can do.
Do
Yeah.
that.
Sure. Have a quick 10 minutes.
Yeah, right, we're back in 10 minutes, guys. Just get the chance to stretch your legs, grab a cup of tea, grab some toast, some of that cold pizza that's left in your fridge from yesterday. Get stuck in, and
No such thing as cold pizza in this house.
it doesn't last long
Oh.
enough. We'll be back in 10 minutes. So see you very soon.
See you then.
And we're back. Welcome back, everybody.
Back.
Hello.
We're back in our predicament.
Guten Abend.
And I have literally spent the last 10 minutes just sitting there, just despairing about what I'm going to do.
Not eat wasabi.
Actually, it's not the wasabi one. This is just soy and sea salt.
It was so pleasant. I
It's not
thoroughly
so
enjoyed it.
There. Itsu crispy seaweed thins.
Who do not sponsor us. There are other makes of seaweed
Other
things to
seaweed
eat
are
on the
available.
market.
Yeah, it's always one of those things where you get something like that from someone as a gift. You just wonder, was this really a gift, or is it just you didn't want it?
Mark does eat weird stuff like that, so he'd be quite happy.
Yeah. It's like back
You're
when
the
I
one
was
there
a
that-
boy, we didn't know
you
when we
were-
were going to eat, so we'll eat anything.
You ate chocolate ants the other year.
Did.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, candied maggots as well.
I didn't have those, but I had the mealworms. I've had the mealworm crisps. They were
Yeah.
quite cool.
Crunchy, high in
Yeah.
protein.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing you find in Tangletown.
This is a
I remember when I was at university, there was a shop like that in Southampton. You could buy lollipops with scorpions in them and that kind of thing.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about. I'm a vegetarian.
no idiot.
Insects and arachnids don't count, do they?
You eat fish, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a lapsed vegetarian.
Would you eat a slug?
It's just
Still
snails. Isn't it?
alive.
It's like snails.
Well,
that
would
you've
you eat
taken out of the
snails?
shell. I've had.
Is this
snails.
gonna be like a question of like, are you vegetarian because of like the emotions of the animal involved?
Yeah, he is.
And you're like, how much of a central nervous system does it need to
That's
have
what I'm
before it's
wondering.
non-viable?
Because he eats fish, so I'm just wondering whether he eats snails and slugs.
Yeah.
I've eaten snails.
No,
Slugs.
that's before you're vegetarian.
Nobody
It
eats
was.
slugs, do they? Does anybody eat slugs? Is that a thing?
Well, a snail and a slug is the same thing,
Yeah.
just one of them carries his house on his head.
Nah, I'm not sure about that. I think you might be ill if you eat a slug. I don't know. I think they carry different toxins with. I don't know. I don't know.
One has a house, one's a tramp.
Actually,
Yeah.
putting salt on a slug as well does not improve the taste.
Oh wait, it definitely doesn't improve the slug.
No, it certainly doesn't. Yeah, I mean they
Anyway.
looked bad before.
Anyway,
As usual, we slightly digress.
yeah.
Slightly.
I knew we should have left the peace pipe out of the break time.
And this is an example of the conversations that we have when we're not online.
And when we're online, clearly.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, when we're offline, it's far worse.
Is it?
Yeah, yeah, it can be, but especially when
might be.
Infinite is involved.
probably a bit more sweary, maybe.
Yeah, I don't swear. Oh, actually, I redeemed some points, Croy, and you didn't do it.
Do what? Oh, the murder.
Oh, I wasn't watching chat. Sorry,
There's been a murder
I pay huge attention to chat.
on the 11th floor.
And where is it? I need to look at it.
It was
I haven't looked
always the beginning of the stream. I wanted you to.
Yeah.
I was busy fretting over technical stuff.
I'm
was
sure
the
there'll be
murder.
opportunity Eventually.
What is the actual wording of that? Because I think I get away with doing anything that's remotely Scottish, isn't it?
Murder.
Yeah, it's basically anything
been
that
a
accentuates your
murder.
accent.
Croy VR must drop a proper Scottish murder in the Oh, okay. It is actually quotes with a murder, or
Right,
just
no.
say something in his or just say
Well,
something in his native tongue, or
Sorry,
just drop
well,
a bit of
if it-
haggis. Right.
Well,
so it's or.
if yeah, I mean, I might be able to help you with that, but
Yeah, well,
Yeah, it's entirely up
with
to
what
you
we're
whether you go for
discussing in the
the
break. Yeah,
Scottish murder or just speaking in your native tongue. It's entirely up to you.
yeah. I think there will definitely be a murder of some sort in the second half of the stream, so I think you'll be fine.
That's what I was thinking. I'm sure there's
We
going to
may
be
give you an
opportunity.
opportunity.
One way or another, someone's dying.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So
I'll get that in. Don't worry,
Before
and you'll
the
know when it
break.
happens.
we,
So now that we know there's a whisper on the boat, the idea was to see like how good of a whisper they were by sticking a ghost on them.
Alrighty then.
This to compel.
Yeah.
ability.
Let's do this. So yeah, there are plenty of spirits that are kind of roaming around. Some of these old wrecked ships, of course. So you're going to summon the and just basically just going to tell him that guy over
Yeah.
there.
Like a particularly disgruntled sailor. Just be like, yeah. It's like, yeah, that guy over there. I want you to end him. You know, take out all of your grievances upon him. Yeah, basically.
Go and eat him.
Yeah, like, because that's the thing. If he's a good whisperer, then he'll be able to like fend it off. If he's not, then he's no longer a problem, and we don't have to worry about it.
Okay. Well, let us let us see how you do now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an honorable like gangster, but I'm still a gangster. This is where it goes horribly wrong anyway, and everybody dies.
Well, I mean, there's potential.
Are we still on
obviously-
desperate, or do you reckon we've gone up to risky from now on?
We've had a few successful rolls here. I think
Yeah.
we're probably just. Well, I'm going to leave this
Control,
to
just
you
to be safe.
because this guy is a higher tier than you.
Yeah,
So
not to push it.
yeah, so now you can push the roll to give yourself a bonus die if you want, but whatever you do is likely to have less effect. Unless you want to do something to increase the effect, like maybe make the action desperate. And of course, if something goes wrong,
It goes really wrong.
quite badly.
Which would be hilarious in an overly crowded floating township.
Well, it kind of depends. I mean, shall we? Let's
Yeah.
roll. Let's roll to find.
Yeah,
out.
let's roll and see what happens. Okay, so I'll put it to desperate. But come back window. Okay. What I might do is take 2 stress to add 1 dice.
Okay, that will be your pushing yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, just because I want to. I would really like this narratively to pay off. Is what's in my head.
Yeah.
I mean, either way, if I fail, it'll be like I just will have chaos everywhere, and if I succeed, then this guy dies, and then there'll be chaos of a different sort. So fingers crossed. Middle of the road, partial. Ah.
All those dice, you think you'd get at least 1, wouldn't you?
Yeah, no.
Oh, I wanted to know
Yeah,
then
social dice
exactly
roll is
what it
middle
is.
of the road.
What it is you wanted to achieve from this? What was the plan? What was the deal? What were you trying to do?
So the idea was to get like a ghost to attack him, so that way to see like basically gauge his ability. So like if he was strong enough to like fend it off, then you're like, okay, he's probably a serious threat. And if he was weak enough, then it would be like, oh, basically like kill him.
Okay. So, from what you can tell, then, you summon this spirit, and you basically, it looks kind of thoroughly pissed off as you're standing there and talking to it in the ghost field, and you point out this other whisper, and you tell him, basically, that guy's yours if you can take him.
Yeah.
And the spirit obliges. But as it you see it kind of rush forward, and there's like a big flash of light in the ghost field as this guy clashes with spirit, and yeah, you see. I think what's going to happen here is you witness this guy. He's got one of those kind of the spirit hook that whispers tend to carry, one of these devices that you can use to angle spirits. And you see that this kind of thing comes out, and there's some kind of struggle that's going on between the two of them. You're too far away to actually make out what exactly it is. But just after a few moments, you kind of see them both kind of drop off the side of the ship down into the water.
Yeah. Well, the ghost and the whisper.
Both of them seem to kind of go and drop off the side.
That's unexpected.
Yeah. It's all quiet.
He just like looked confused for a second, and then you're like, well, they followed off the side of the boat. Let's hope that he's not as good a swimmer as Nicholas was.
Yeah. So Ashlyn.
But at least there's one less whisper to worry about immediately on the ship.
Yeah.
So it's all natural weapons at this point.
Ashlyn, was there anything you wanted to do? About this point, I think, is when you kind of see there's a small group of people that are kind of walking up kind of the main thoroughfare of this place. And then one of them kind of steps forward out on his own. You recognise him. He's wearing he's smartly dressed. He's brushed his hair back, and he kind of steps forward. You can see the kind of the tattoos across his knuckles and that as he kind of steps forward. He kind of recognises you. He sees you standing there. Sorry, you wanted to do something first?
Yeah, I was going to nip into the shadows and change my disguise, but if he's there, I won't be able to do it now.
No, you can do it. Flashback, Ange.
Okay. Yeah, I've come back looking very different. I look sleazy.
Okay.
I've gone into a disguise.
Right. Would you take a point? It's not a massive deal. I think if you take a point of stress for that.
Okay.
It will say it's a flashback and that you have.
Yeah.
While all of this has been going on, you've been getting yourself changed. So when Basho arrives, he's kind of stands. He walks to the end of the gangplank where these two fellas are waiting.
Basho.
He looks across.
I've been waiting for you, and I go up to him and I hold his hand, and I whisper in his ear, "It's me, you fucking idiot." It's Ashley.
Like I know, I could smell you from a mile away. Yeah.
And he kind of says, "I told you not to come."
I've got your fucking back. I'll just.
No, he's kind of saying that for their benefit.
Yeah.
Not yours.
I couldn't be without you, so I'm coming now because we've got a date afterwards. Let's get this shit out of the way quickly.
The guards kind of look and say, well, nobody else is supposed to be coming aboard, ma'am.
Guys, don't be an arse.
Okay, do you want to make a roll? If you can get on the ship.
Oh, so close.
Yeah.
I just sort of go, guys, don't be fucking silly. I'm just here. We all have to do our tricks and that. I won't get in the way, but I'm not hanging around out here on my own.
Well, they kind of say...
It's sweetly.
Yeah.
Don't do sweet.
He kind of kind of step back and they say, all right, well, you can go on, but don't let Lissa see you.
You're a sweetie.
And you both walk up this rickety kind of gangplank to the deck of the ship. What's Nicholas doing?
Probably having more of a planned idea than what I've just done, because I have no flipping idea.
Once Lissa's left the cabin, and I'll give it a few minutes to be sure she's gone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna dip in and see if I can find anything.
Okay. You quickly search around the cabin. Are you looking for anything in particular, or like?
Not really.
you
Just seizing the opportunity.
Okay. Well, cabin is pretty empty. It's not like it's being used recently for anything important. There are no papers scattered around or anything like that. You're on the ship, whether that counts for something.
Looking for me.
Yep. You kind of listen at the door. You can't hear anything down the corridor. Depending on how long you wait. And perhaps if you do wait for 5-10 minutes or so, maybe you do hear voices kind of coming down from the top deck.
Did I hear Lissa telling Tar that the meeting's going to be in the hold?
You did.
Yes. I'll see if I can find a way down to the hold before I see
Okay.
everyone else.
Yep, sure. Opening the door, there's a corridor that's kind of heads out towards the main deck where you would normally get onto the ship, and then there's some steps to the right that kind of lead down, presumed down to the lower decks where the crew quarters would have been, and forward from that should be the hold, as you would know, being as you were a sailor once yourself.
I'll just head down the ladder then and get towards the hold. I'll just check that there isn't anybody at the bottom while I go down.
Fortunately, there are some people down at the bottom there. But we shall come back to that in just a moment, because you have been led through into the hold. There's numerous crates that are kind of scattered around, as you were told. And these guys kind of push you forward into the hold, and
What's the ship made of?
it's going to be wooden, this one.
Nice. Okay. Tar looks. Is there an obvious space that's been cleared for a meeting?
Yeah, I think they probably would. And it kind of smack bang in the middle of the hold.
And is there anything
There
that's
is
elevated?
crate.
Yeah, is there anything elevated from that? Do the crates stack up?
Yeah, why not?
So,
Not too high.
yeah, like
a
3 or
couple of
something.
crates.
Yeah. So I go up. Can I be behind the nest of crates, or do I actually have to climb into one?
That's entirely up to you.
Yeah, I think there's like a sort of natural wall of crates, maybe 2 or 3 high, and behind it it tapers down to the floor again. So I kind of position myself in the corner that it makes, and so I'm relatively obscured from all angles coming into the room.
Yeah, cool. You kind of sit yourself down there, and these guys, they kind of watch you as you do that. And then one of them leans forward and he says, better do what you say you're going to do.
I
If
just
you
give
fail,
him. I just look at him, and I go. I've got daggers. That's part of my. No, I've got blow darts as part of my natural loadout, and I just grab a couple of these. And I said, "Would you like to try this?" And I hold it just above his wrist as he's leaning into me.
He doesn't seem very impressed and snatches his arm away. Yeah, you don't like the look that he gives you.
No, I'll get him. I'll get him. He's on the list.
So they leave at that point, heading back up the corridor, and that's where Nick encounters them. These two guys, as you're kind of descending the stairway. Two guys kind of waiting at the bottom, and you can hear them just mumbling to themselves, chatting about.
Can I get back up the ladder before they notice me?
They haven't noticed you. So you're kind of coming down. You spot them at the bottom there before they even know you're there, and you can just hear them. That's gonna be one fucking surprise. Can't wait. Can't wait.
Yeah, I'll just go straight back up the ladder and back to the captain's cabin.
Okay. Yeah, you get back up there without any difficulty. Ashlyn, you have just climbed onto the ship with Basho, and you're kind of descending the steps to the cabin. You see they're being led. One of the guys was out on the deck earlier. He's kind of leading you down into the cargo hold. But he kind of stops at the bottom of the stairs where Nicholas has just been waiting, incidentally. And he turns around and he kind of says in a fairly kindly manner, you miss, you better not go much further, because if Lissa sees you, she'll kill you.
I'll just hide behind the crates. I disappear.
Well, you can hide kind of maybe behind the stairs, as
Yeah.
opposed to going into the cargo hold, might be. And he kind of sees you duck down behind there, and he looks a bit nervous, thinking if Lissa finds it, she's going to know that I let her in here and I'm going to get shit kicked out of me or whatever. But kind of, he's been swayed by you, so... And back says, all right, we'll lead the way. And he's taken through into the cargo hold, and you're kind of aware of entering Tar. And there's also somebody else now arriving. Perhaps as you kind of duck down behind the stairs, that's kind of when you hear Lissa's footsteps kind of coming down the stairs. She kind of passes on the stairs in front of you, Ashlyn, and makes her way into the cargo hold, and then somebody else is following. She's quite a statuesque woman, handsome features, quite tall. She's not carrying a sword that she would normally be carrying, but you do recognise the red sash.
God. Leader of the red sashes.
And she's led into the cargo hold as well. And the fun begins. There's a lantern that's kind of sat in the middle of this crate. There's some upturned barrels that are sat around, and they're kind of chatting. And you hear them. It pretty much starts off with Basho and Mylera Clev arguing, just suddenly kicking off and shouting and screaming at each other about who's started it all, and what you'd usually expect. What's Solomon doing while all this is going on?
Need.
I don't see an easy way to get back up on the ship, so I might see if I can keep an eye out from this side.
Okay.
I keep a watch around the ship for trouble,
And
while everyone else is on board.
yeah, and I think perhaps the thing that you notice is a sudden. It's not sudden, but there's like a gradual gathering of people. More and more people start kind of rolling up into the area. It's getting quite crowded by this point.
Like the regular characters we've been seeing, but gathering up, or like these, they look like people from outside of.
Would you like to?
Sure.
I don't know. I don't know.
Study?
I'll take either right now.
Okay. Is it desperate or risky for this?
This is risky at the moment.
Alright. 5. Partial.
Okay.
Lots of partials tonight.
There is.
Yeah.
So, as these kind of people filter in, kind of pushing past you, you find yourself kind of getting pushed further and further away from the gangplank and the ship. And as this occurs, you think one or two of them, you notice carrying weapons. And beneath, like, the coat of one of them,
Yeah.
there's perhaps a flash of a badge.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
I can see why the meeting had to be in the hold now.
And they're kind of filing along the edge of the ship and making their way towards the gangplank. And you see lots of kind of people that are kind of, and it all seems quite hush hush the way they're doing it as well. They're not shouting out. They're not calling out to each other. They just seem to be a large group of them, and they all seem to be kind of gathering.
Oh no.
And down in the hold, actually, what's Nick doing right now? You're in the captain's cabin. Perhaps you can hear footsteps on the dock, or the gangplank, or the whatever it is that's outside that's holding the ship to Tangletown. It's like quite a lot of footsteps, but people aren't making huge amounts of noise. They're not the usual kind of drunken rowdiness that you might have expected.
I'll carefully stick my head out of the top at the back. See if I
Okay.
can get an idea of what's going on this side.
I mean, would we know where we wouldn't know where Nicholas is, would we?
Well, you probably don't. You know that he's on the ship. You probably would have seen him jump across.
Yeah.
Maybe even seen him enter the ship, but you don't know where in the ship he is now.
I need to find a message. I tried to like walk to the way so they used to send a message. I'm trying to think, how many slots do we have in our light gear? It's 3, isn't it?
3. Yeah. Remember, you can have any. Yeah. anything
Yeah.
reasonable.
Yell it out and hope that nobody else.
Yeah, that's what
I'm saying.
that's what I might do. Because if I'm getting,
Prearranged code. No?
yeah. What? Well, what I might try and do is just, yeah, as I get like, I guess I'll shout Ashlyn because that's the only one I can see. And if I can
Oh,
get
you
her to
can't-
turn,
you
just be
can't-
like,
You can't see Ashlyn. Ashlyn's
I'm
on
on
the
the
ship.
boat.
She
well,
went on the ship.
that's the only
and
one I
back.
know. Well, the only one I know where she is, but I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you know that she's.
I mean,
on
I
the ship.
don't have an option. I don't have an option. Or just
You're shouting out Ashlyn.
the problem is she won't be able to see anything if she's on.
Okay, so down.
Send many
in,
ghosts to attack them all.
Down in the
I mean-
hold. There's this argument has been going on for a few minutes, and then Alyssa kind of steps forward and she shouts, "Enough! I didn't invite you here to resolve your differences. I don't care about your grievances. Your little war ends tonight. Rorik may be gone, but I'm in charge now. The crows still run Crow's Foot." And then you hear Basho's voice. He says, "I wasn't going to bring it up. Says you mentioned Rorik. We've all heard the rumours. Little birdie told me that half your crew doesn't know whether to fight for you or kill you. It's not bullshit. We all know why we're really here. We're terrified. You know that our little feud just reinforces the fact you've lost control of Crow's Foot. You're no Rorik. I reckon you and most of your crew already know that. Maybe it's time you stepped aside. Fresh blood. Take her. And what are you doing, Tom?
That's Basho just asking for a small dart. Jump into his neck.
Okay.
He's an arrogant asshole. He hasn't got anywhere close to the power to do what he's suggesting, although it does resonate with Tar about what he's saying about the forces being, a little bit unsure about Lisa's leadership. Nevertheless, I will do if I can 2 things. I'm not quite sure how venomous works. We've never used it before.
We haven't.
But
We want it to work.
yeah, I want it. I basically I would begin the process to excrete poison into my saliva,
Okay.
so that I can attack. This is something that he's brewed up in the past, so it's something that has a nasty corrosive effect. Eats away at things that it lands on, and I'm basically trying to get this to the point where it's coming out of my.
Yeah, that comes out. You can get it to secrete out your skin
Or saliva,
or something. Yeah.
It's not necessarily an and, but yeah, I think possibly exhaling it as breath would be quite good, because I'm going to get up close and personal to this asshole.
Okay. Cool.
So I'm beginning to do that as he's talking and getting kind of obviously ready to make a move, and I'm beginning to just sort of summon that up. So that costs me 2 stress to do that. Or
Okay.
it says I can push myself. Is that 2? That's 2.
Push yourself will be 2. Yeah.
Yeah, so I push myself to do that.
If
Cool.
I saw him outside, I think he's just gonna go. He's just gonna go for it and just do the thing like yell raid at the top, like raid,
Okay.
and then book it to the other side of the ship as fast as he can, like because I have no other options.
That's right. And actually, as you're
Yeah.
kind of shouting that, these guys basically they start making their way up the gangplank towards onto the deck of the ship. What's Nicholas doing? Nicholas, you can see this as you kind of stuck your head out the window. You see guys now climbing onto the deck of the ship, and you recognise Dharma amongst them.
I'll be yelling raid as well, just in case.
Yeah. Oh, and you hear somebody shout.
Yes, I get the idea.
Just in case there was any doubt, you'd be like, "Oh, I didn't realize he was invited to the Accords. Is he part of some kind of blue coat gang?"
Right then, because you're like, I'm going to dart out into the gangway, and I'm going to figure out some way to block or slow down anybody coming down the ladder from the deck,
Oh.
which realistically is probably going to be smashing oil lantern on the steps or something. Just something that makes the first person coming down fall over and everybody else has to move around them.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I've seen there's a lot of people trying to get on, but they all
There
have to
is.
come down the same ladder. So
They certainly do. That's correct. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You can do that. I don't think you'd need to roll for that, unless you wanted to try and stay hidden while you were doing it, maybe. But
not really, not at this point.
okay. So
My escape route's open.
yeah. So is the intention just to basically make it slippery or something? Is that?
Yeah, I'm trying to make it slippery, or maybe with some ropes or something, and just essentially to trip up the first person who comes down and then slow everybody else down. If the first couple of people fall over and everybody's trying to get up in the confined space.
It's gonna slow them down. Yeah. Okay. That's cool. Yeah. So I think it's going to be easier if this is basically like there's an unlit lamp nearby.
Yeah.
And you basically just smash that on the bottom of the stairs, and kind of duck back out of the way as this first guy that kind of comes down the stairs, and yeah, he's gonna. I think we're gonna have to make a roll just to see whether or not he actually does slip. So I want you to choose what ability you're using. Ashlyn,
Which stairs?
the ones that you're behind. But that's
What is
okay
this
because it's
sticky
not going to get
situation?
you.
Just suddenly thinking, stairs, fire, hello.
I'm
Right,
not
so
setting anything on fire. I'm not a madman.
yeah, yeah. Yes, let's burn the ship that I'm on. Yes.
A good idea.
So going to do that. Ashlyn, you are aware of this happening.
So it's not on fire.
Nope.
Just a lamp rolling down the
This is
stairs.
a lantern. Yeah.
Are the stairs slatted?
Yeah, I think you can maybe see through them.
So like, if this thing comes rolling down the stairs, and then
It's
everybody,
he's on the same level as you.
Yeah.
You're behind the stairs,
yeah,
and he's just throwing it at the bottom of the stairs.
right.
So you'll see this lantern kind of smash on the bottom of the stairs.
Tar's just going to set it on fire. Is it an oil lamp? If he sees that, he's just
It's
literally
oil,
going to
yeah.
throw a flame at it because it's just what he does.
Well, he's not here, fortunately, so he's got other things on his mind at the moment.
I mean,
So
feel free to do it on his behalf.
And Solomon, you're shouted raid, and you're rushing back, and people have taken notice of you doing that.
Well, hopefully.
Yeah. A few of them kind of break away from the group at the back and kind of rush towards you
That's not what I meant.
because they want to stop you from shouting and drawing attention.
Luckily, I'm a naturally trained athlete.
Because that worked out so well for you before, didn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So what are you doing? These guys are advancing upon you.
Well, my plan had been to like just try and like girth the ship, like basically book it, and try and like get around to the other side of the ship to see if there was a different way to get on or lose sight, like get away from this.
That sounds
prey.
like an ability is going to be required to.
Yeah. I don't know. Would that be a finesse? I don't know what would be running.
Usually, stuff would be prowl. Usually.
Oh, proud. Okay, I could do proud. Risky.
Desperate. I'm gonna say it's desperate because there's more than one of them.
Come on, baby. Partial success.
Oh, it's always
Okay.
rolled tonight.
So you
Yeah.
run, and you manage to kind of jump across a few of these kind of boats that
Yeah.
are kind of all tied up around this area, and these three guys they come after you and they follow, and you manage to get around the other side of the ship, being pursued by these guys.
Yeah.
Just as you kind of get round to the other side of the ship, two of them have kind of fallen back. One of them just kind of jumps and he kind of grabs a hold of you and tries to knock you to the ground. We'll come to you in a second. Tar.
I am standing up quietly.
Yep.
Having felt that my venomous nature has truly surfaced.
Yep.
And I'm elevated position, and Baz has got his back to me.
Yep.
And I would like to just jump off with one of my darts in my hand and stick it in his neck.
Okay.
And then I want to, if that's successful, what I want to do is turn him round and then breathe on him and watch
Ow.
as his skin melts off his face.
Okay. You can do this. He is a higher tier than you.
I would. Well, yeah.
So whatever you do is going to be less effective. Let's
Okay.
say it's risky at the moment.
Yeah.
You can push this up to desperate. That will make it a standard effect.
Yeah. I'm going to do that.
Yeah. I would say you could push yourself, but I think if you do that, you're going to be in trouble.
I would like to push myself to get so either an extra die or an extra die. I think.
Now, if you push yourself, you're in trauma.
Oh, with two.
Yeah.
Is that? Oh, okay.
Once they're filled in, you're in trauma.
Oh,
Go for
right.
it. What's the worst that could happen?
So I'm not going to do that then. I didn't realise. I thought you had to get one. Yeah, I understand. That's fine. So that'd be the first
Devil's
layer.
bargain. Devil's bargain would be. The devil's bargain is going to be. He is going to inflict some harm on you. Actually, that would be a fail anyway. No. I can't think of one. Anybody else think of a devil's bargain? Can you think of one, Corn?
The Iruvian person inflicts extra pain on me
Ah, okay.
because
Right,
as much as she doesn't want to see, well, as much as she'd like to see Basil dead, she was hoping to be the person to do it, and doesn't like the fact that she's been sneaked up on and somebody's double-crossed her.
How about you lose your bandolier?
What's that?
Where he keeps all his
Yes.
gadgets.
It's utility belt.
It's my it's my chemicals. It's where all my chemicals are, all my darts and my okay. Yeah, I'll take that.
Okay, right. I'll give you a bonus die.
Okay, and I'm going to use Prowl because it's to basically ambush somebody at close range and inflict grievous harm upon them.
Yeah, yeah.
Through poison.
Aye. So I'm going to do that. It's risky. I've got an extra die, but it's limited effect. Is that right?
It's limited effect, but you're going to make it desperate, then it's going to become a standard effect.
Okay. So I'm going to make it desperate.
Yeah.
Seems appropriate. Stick in an extra. Oh, hang on. Where's it gone? I'll do another one. Prowl, one die. Standard effect, desperate. Okay. If ever there is any sixes to be found, please let it be now.
Give us a 6. Give us a 6. Give us... No.
Shit.
Okay. Right. So you do it anyway. You jump down, jam this thing into Basho's neck, and he crumples down as you do it. You jam this thing into his neck and you spin him round, and his eyes widen when he sees who it is.
Yeah.
You don't know where the blade comes from, but you feel it when it goes into your ribs.
Ooh.
And so you are. I think it's severe harm that you're going to take here. 'Cause it's desperate. So you've got a punctured lung right there, my friend.
Right.
That's a level 3. You can resist it, remember?
No, I can't.
Oh yeah, you can't.
Yeah, I mean, what you could do is you could resist it and then just hope that your trauma means that you can go nuts and carry on fighting.
Kill everybody. Wow. Damn it. Yeah. So I get stabbed basically, and I'm hurting.
But you exhale this poison into Basho's face, and you hear him scream in pain as this stuff kind of instantly takes effect and starts melting away his face.
But even though I'm stabbed, I still manage to get a weak grin off as well as I see that. And I just say to him, "That's every time you looked in my face and said I was worthless. Look at you now, you fool."
And he replies with, Nicholas, let's have a roll from you, mate, so we can see what happens on the stairs. I don't think we've rolled for that yet, have we?
Nope. The skirmish. Some smashing stuff. It's not great.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, okay. So the lamp, you fling it as hard as you can at the stairs, and it kind of amazingly doesn't break. It just kind of bounces off down the corridor. And this guy comes down the bottom of the stairs. You can see the first one. He's a little bit surprised when he sees you. He says, "Get out of the way! Get out of the way!" And he's kind of coming down. He's got like a big truncheon in his hand. He's about to fuck somebody up. Crowd of guys that are coming down behind him. Ashley, you can see this too. You hear screaming like nothing you've heard before coming from the cargo hold. Yeah, and there's some shouting from in our Rivian as well from back there, as these guys are making their way down the stairs into the corridor and into the cargo hold. What are you doing, folks?
When the first guy comes downstairs, we'll punch him in the face.
Yeah, do it. Do it.
Not risking that again. I'm going to use finesse this time. I'll just duck under his truncheon and punch him in the face.
Which you do. You duck under the truncheon. Not quite enough though. So you punch him in the face, and he kind of reels and falls back onto the stairs, which kind of slows his friends down. But he manages to crack your knuckles with the truncheon as you withdraw your fist, and so you got some level 1 harm. Well, no, it's desperate, isn't it?
He's desperate.
Desperate. So he brings it down on your forearm. You hear something crack. You're going to take it's going to be serious harm here. No, severe harm. Unless you want to try and resist it using prowess. You can only reduce it. I don't think you'll clear it unless you get a. Cool. So yeah, you're going to take it. It's going to be basically level 2 harm. He's just broken your wrist with his. You can decide left or right hand. You can decide which one you hit him with. Ashlyn.
Is this occurring on the stairs?
Yes.
So I can see their ankles.
You've just seen a guy come down the stairs. He's just Nicholas has just tried to throw a punch at him, has succeeded, smacked the guy who's fallen backwards onto the stairs. But you hear a dull crack as his truncheon kind of comes down on.
So is he on the stairs?
He is, yeah.
So I'm going to get my cane sword and stab him in the back of the head.
Okay. Escalated quickly. By now as well, everybody outside can hear bells ringing. Somebody has died.
Did I kill him?
Oh, we don't know yet. You're gonna.
Because I didn't roll for it.
Somebody has died.
Somebody
somewhere.
has died.
Oh
Yeah.
shit!
Dun, 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 fade to black. See you in 2 months.
Yeah, he's going to end it on us. He's going to end it on such a point where we have to come back after the summer break. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stab me in the head with my sword.
Go for it. What are you going to use to do that?
Oh,
The typical one would
skirmish.
be skirmish. Yeah.
It's risky.
It's
He's landed right in front of me. I think it should be damn easy because he's just like that. I've just gone whoosh in his head.
but the situation isn't controlled or anything. It's not. It's
That's
the
a
fact
matter
there's
of
him,
opinion.
And there's a couple of guys that are coming down as well.
But they don't know I'm there because.
It
It's
doesn't
going to know
matter
you though
if
if you
you know
stab
he's
someone in
down.
the back of the head.
Okay, I do risky.
Oh, I didn't realise it was up for discussion.
Oh yes, it was.
No. Well done, you failed. What's happened there then is you've kind of gone to. He's fallen backwards, struck Nicholas. You've gone to try and stick him in the back of the head with the sword, but your sword has kind of caught in the stairs as you've done that, and he's now stuck.
I don't think that deserved a sticking. It was missing, yes, but not a
No,
sticking.
you're right. wouldn't have done it. It's desperate action. You sort of just snapped in half.
No, you can't take that back.
Anyway,
It's just thinking.
It wasn't a desperate. It was risky.
Solomon, you are outside. There's a guy who's just kind
Yeah.
of gone to rugby tackle you. You can resist this, but you're gonna take a level 1 harm as he kind of throws you onto the floor. It's going to be prowess that you're going to be rolling against. If you want to try and resist this.
Yeah.
So you just click
Sorry,
on
what's-
prowess.
Yeah, just roll it with no modifier.
Yeah.
And then
6.
Excellent. So you take no stress, but you manage to dodge out of the way as this guy tries to wrestle you to the floor. You kind of leap quickly away. You're around the other side of the ship now. You can see there's these three of them have kind of fallen right back. This guy is now kind of laying on the bottom of a wrecked boat there. You're kind of clear. You can hear a lot of movement going on the ship. There's a lot of shouting, and you can hear a scream somewhere from within the depths of the ship. You can hear somebody screaming in pain.
Yeah.
Yeah. The bells are ringing as well from the Bellwether crematorium. Cut your losses and run away.
Not entirely sure.
You want me to come back to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll come back to you in a bit.
I don't know.
So, Tar,
I'm in bad shape.
you're in sad shape. There's some noise kind of coming from and the corridor towards where the stairs where you came in. You can hear some scuffling going on there, or an altercation of some kind. Ilera Clever's just jumped to her feet and shouted, "What's going on here?" In her beautiful Iruvian accent.
Does Lissa take on... Do I see Lissa moving on Iruvia Clev?
You don't. No, she's kind of standing there. She's. Well, Lissa, you hear Lissa basically say something like, "I told you it was going to end tonight."
And I still have a smile on my face, but I'm in a hell of a pain. I reach down to grab something out my bandolier, and I see that it's gone.
Yeah, as I guess as Asho fell to the floor, he grabbed a hold of that thing and kind of
And it's all smashed
you
on the
weren't able
floor.
to stop it because you're in too much pain.
Yeah, and I fall round, and as I fall, I stop myself from stumbling, grab the seat that Basho was sitting in, or supposed to be sitting in, and I pull it under me, and I slump in that seat. I'm still trying to smile, but it's kind of falling back, and I'm sitting there opposite on the side of the table, just kind of with my head, and obviously like blood pouring out, and I can't breathe.
Yeah.
But I'm struggling. Well, I wouldn't struggle immediately. I'm reasonably fit, but I can start to
you'll
really.
be okay.
I'm a little while, but I'm holding this wound, and I'm just like, and I say to my Leva Clef, I would be happy to do business with you, and I can I stumble over and breathe at her? Basically, she's an Iruvian, right? And that
She
set is bang out of order in terms of the way that they the way that they handle themselves against the Scotlanders. They were firmly implicated in the war. A chance to strike.
That kind of happens with wars.
Your only problem is that you are level 3 harm, which is a need help thing.
So I can't do
even
that.
move.
So I think about doing that. I imagine how
it's-
beautiful it looks in my head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
In fact,
However-
we see the scene play out. But then we kind of sit there looking
Yeah.
at Tars, kind
Yeah.
of slumped
Yeah.
on this, perhaps blood coming dribbling out of the corner of his mouth.
Yeah.
And Lister just kind of turns away from them, walks back out of the way. Nicholas, these guys have kind of come down the stairs. Oh, sorry, Lloyd. Yeah, Karen.
Yeah, there was a bit that I had in the back of my head like all evening that I was going to try. And I thought like now is as good a time as any, which is basically assume that the contract has gone south.
Yeah.
And that because he knows who that Lissa woman is, and that she's basically the one who probably like I've been thinking of ways to like when would be a good time to try and basically like attack her at some point with a ghost of some sort. So I was thinking this might be a good point, like just narratively, like assuming that like the betrayals happened, and just be like basically throwing like going after her with like a summon.
Okay.
Whoa.
Just throwing everything else at it. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Why not?
Because I think that's the thing. Just like
about this.
Because I want to try basically. Yeah, no, that's the thing. Because the idea I had like just in my head was just like he pulls everything up and then like pushes charges like forward, so like basically like a swarm almost. Because it's kind of like the idea of the stuff crawling out of the water like we did before.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So
maybe you just do like a call of like basically everyone she's like screwed over, like.
Oh.
But also
right.
the thing is like how fresh does someone how ripe does someone have to be before you can like you call their ghost to action?
No, we have a perfect candidate for this.
Yeah.
We have a perfect candidate for this. And now, yeah, you might not remember. I may not have mentioned it to this group actually at all. But Lister is the leader of the Crows because the rumor is that she killed the previous leader.
Yeah.
And his ghost is roaming free somewhere in Crowsfoot. So
after you've been in a bottle for a while.
No, we will have to retcon that bit. But his ghost is about, so you can maybe try and split that. Yeah, if you want to.
I thought that'd be quite fitting. I think.
I think it'd be fantastic.
I just need to succeed. It's the only problem.
Yeah, the thing is, it won't be instant either.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it makes it the moment a bit more dramatic, or it's like actually like.
Yeah, but
because he's gonna essentially pull it from like the district over to get to like channel it essentially.
You kind of got to find it to a degree as well, I guess maybe.
Yeah.
So I think this is going to be a role of it's going to be tricky.
Yeah.
And you will have to push yourself to make this increase the effect.
Yeah.
So it's going to cost you 2 stress, I think, to increase the effect to great.
Please succeed.
To be able to do this, but it will be different anyway. Because of the nature of what it is you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Because Rorik was a proper badass.
Yeah. And then can I still push myself for 2? Can I still push myself for 2 for next dice?
No, because you're going to push yourself to increase the effect.
Just to, okay.
Yeah. So it's not going to be an easy thing to do. What was the Devil's Bargain? The Devil's Bargain is going to be, if you fail, the ghost of Rorik will be mightily pissed off with you.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And may come looking for you at some point.
You. Yeah.
If you want to next
I go with that.
price.
Yeah, cause that's what I was thinking. Like, I think, like I was thinking, either, like he just, because even if he's, like I guess even if you succeed, I don't know, you could have him like
Yeah.
lurking
This is the fact
because
is, you know,
you've
he's
given him.
basically, yeah, he's not going to want anybody
Yeah.
commanding.
Yeah. Well, I was offering it more as like just like if anyone has a grievance, like now is your time
I don't care.
kind of thing,
Still,
rather than
that's
like a
still your
control.
devil's
But like,
bargain.
yeah, no, it's fine. I'll take it. I'll take
He's
it. Let's see what
got
happens.
always been an arse tonight, isn't he?
Yeah, let's take it. We'll see what happens. Okay, here goes.
Do it.
Yay! Oh,
Yes.
Excellent.
Nice.
Finally, we got out of the partial success territory.
Excellent. Okay, so it's like I say, it's not going to be immediate. So
Yeah.
As she's kind of stepping back out of the way of Tar, Nicholas, you're on the stairs. These guys are now piling down the stairs, and are trying to push past, trying to get through to the cargo hold. What are you doing?
I am leaving.
Okay, I think that's a wise move. You are leaving, and
I've done
how
all
are
I
you-
can
how
to
are you
do
gonna
it.
Yes.
Yeah. I love it if he just got up and like, well, my work here is done, and just. It's like, but
It's
you
all
didn't.
yours, gents. I'll just.
Yeah.
Straight
You're
back
gonna
to the
try and-
captain's cabin, straight out the top.
Yep, sure. Now you've got your cool special ability, which might be useful here. I think, which allows you to do stupidly athletic things
Yep.
that are almost impossible. Yeah. If you wanted to make use of that.
Yeah, if I need to get through people.
Yeah.
I'll just essentially coming up from falling back, just push my way straight through the crowd and go for the captain's cabin.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. I think we need. You have to push yourself for that. This is right. The devil's.
Yep.
Sure. You know what? I think you can do that unless you want to kind of do anything else in the meantime as well as you're about to disembark.
No, I've done all I can to do. There's a lot of screaming and bells going on. I want to be out of here.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Nice one. So you rush through at superhuman speed back into the captain's cabin and leap out through the window. You actually leap out onto the. You got to push yourself. It's going to be too stressed to do this
Yeah,
as well.
take it.
Yeah. You can leap onto the dock if you like to get away, or you can jump into the water. It's entirely up to you.
I'm aiming for the dock because somehow I've broken my wrist. I'm not sure how that happened, but it's going to cause me some problems with swimming.
Yes, it would do. Yeah. And you make that jump easily. Yeah, straight out there onto that dock, and you're running along. You're gone effectively from that moment. Ashlyn.
can I see Tar?
No.
I can see these people appearing.
Yeah, these guys have just come charging down the stairs. They're all rushing forward now into the cargo hold.
I'm gonna run away, following when I see Nicholas go.
Okay, so you're gonna wait till these guys go past and sneak
Yeah.
out.
And
Yeah.
then run away very
Sure.
quickly.
Okay. Did you want to make, or you don't have the cool funky special ability,
No.
but you are welcome to try and sneak away if you want, or
I can, which would
a
be
prowl. You can take 2 points of stress for bonus dice if you want to. Take it.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
can. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Oh, for flipping heck!
Okay. Well, that wasn't great, was it?
No.
And a 1, 2, 3.
We're
Yeah,
all
so basically-
doomed.
Yes. As you go to slip away, this hand reaches out and grabs a hold of you and says, "Where do you think you're going, miss?"
I turn around and blow trans powder in his face.
Okay. Right. Now, how are you going to do this?
I just literally stick my hand in my pocket and I don't even blow it. I just throw it a handful straight in his face.
That sounds like skirmish more than anything else to me. Then.
I think the most unbelievable part here is women's clothes with pockets.
Oh, for
Yeah.
flip's sake.
Okay. No, you were doing it just to buy yourself some time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. As you do that, he's grabbed a hold of you. You pull away, and he kind of, as he's hanging on to you, he kind of scratches all the way down your arm, quite deeply. He cuts you quite deeply with that one. No, he's going to catch you with someone else. It's going to be better than that. He's going to have to hit you with his truncheon, isn't he?
Why, he's supposed to, if he's not fully conscious, but rather retreat into a calm, suggestible mental state.
Yes, but you didn't get a complete success. Partial.
But yeah, so
This is not up for discussion.
I
just like to
think
point
a
that out.
discussion is good here. A discussion is always good.
You're going to take harm unless you want to try and avoid it.
Okay, I'll take some harm, but I'm still running away because he's suggestible and he's calm.
Okay, so he's hit you somewhere with the truncheon then. Where has he hit you?
On my toe.
He's hit you in the back, I think, or something like that. I think he brings that down. He's going to have... what do you think? A concussion? Like...
No, you don't get concussion on the back. He's winded me.
No, maybe I was just thinking where it's hit you. Oh, he's winded you then. So, yeah. Put that then. Winded, level 1 harm, yeah.
You lose a die.
Yeah.
The broken gluteus maximus.
I'm going to break your bottom. Yes, absolutely. I bet you managed to throw the trans powder into his face, and he kind of becomes very... as you do that, and you can make your...
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Sorry I winded you.
Yeah, well, he doesn't even kind of recognise you there. He just...
Yeah.
A bit like you on a typical morning.
You're so good on the sofa tonight. You're such a knobber this
Really
evening.
pushing it, aren't I?
Guys, if you wait 20 minutes, we'll have the first on live streamed murder.
Which will be great for Croy.
Murder!
Speaking of which, Tar, as you see kind of Lisha kind of step back out of the way, and the room is suddenly filled with the fellas and women that are all kind of carrying truncheons, which is kind of a little bit weird. Your head's kind of swimming a little bit at the moment, not quite sure what's going on. But she kind of steps back, and you just notice her kind of point at you and say, "He's the murderer."
Can I, knowing that my shit is about to end rather nastily, reach? I've lost my bandolier.
She basically kind of says, "He's the one that killed Basho Baz."
Yeah.
That's more like it.
There's been a murder.
What do?
I did one. I didn't do murder.
I'm not the murderer.
I did doomed before, so that's one done.
I'm innocent.
You can take
Our
my
lives.
country. You can take my Scotland, but you will never take my freedom. And I reach into my pocket. I've still got loadout.
Okay.
And I know that shit's about to happen, so I bring out one of my famous I bring out one of my grenades that I created in the one of my character's special thing that you've been working on over many series, which is the thing that was Sylv in kind of got him to do. It's a electroplasmic grenade. And it kind of sparks as I try very hard to hold it. And I say, I don't know if I'm going to do this, but basically I hold it up, and as it kind of sparks with this energy in my hand, I'm trying really hard to focus. and I just say, if I drop this, we're all fucking dead. So just be careful. And I hold it in my hand as it kind of gives off these little.
Okay.
Nobody's seen anything like this before because this is one of my homebrew inventions. Whether it works or not, I don't fucking. It tested all right.
Okay.
We did test it.
So I like it. That's fantastic. And our final scene is basically Lissa as she walks out, walks away onto the stairs, up the stairs onto the deck of this ship, and she lights a cigarette. And kind of looks out, smiling to herself, and takes a long draw and blows out this big cloud of smoke. And then behind her, a voice says, "Waiting for you."
Oh!
And that's it. That's where we're going. Maybe we shall be back in a while, but that's it for now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, the landscape of the whole thing is shifted dramatically.
Yeah. So for playing, guys.
Love it.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll come back to it at some point in the future, whether it's with this crew or not. We don't know.
Love Blades in the Dark.
We'll see.
So good.
The river goats ride again.
Yeah. And thanks
Maybe
for
with
sticking
badges
around,
next
chat.
time.
Thanks, chat. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out and listening to that. Ninu, thank you. Bongmaster, cheers. Jade, Hagen, thank you so much, everybody. Skagith, well, thank you for everybody for following this adventure. If Frank's in there as well. If you haven't already, then please do go over to our YouTube and check out our YouTube where you can catch the whole backstory of this particular campaign. Thank you so much, Some Old Pirate. That has been phenomenal, and thank you.
Thanks for playing.
Thank you to everybody. Ange, Lloyd, Kadari, thank you so much for just Blades in the Dark is so much fun. I'm sad to see that we're coming to an end of this campaign.
No, we've got so much more cool stuff coming up. That's the problem. We have all these games you want to play, and we've got to we've got to come to an end with some of them because we've got too many. The list is ridiculously long now that we need to play.
So, yeah. If you do get the opportunity to pick up Blades in the Dark and play a game of it, do not hesitate. It is awesome. It really is awesome.
It's a great looking book as well.
The art is amazing. Yeah, the art is astounding. So yeah, that's it. Infinite Monkey Tales will be back tomorrow, where we conclude Guns. Story Guns.
Don't understand the sentence there. Where we conclude guns.
Yeah, we conclude Gun.
Origin story. That's the word
will
I
come
was.
to its conclusion.
Again, another mission on the IMT channel that goes textbook.
So it's going on.
It hasn't gone wrong yet.
IMFinaty.
Textbook room clearing.
The Infinity will be in production and also doing the GMing of that conclusion. Conclusion? That seems fair to the origin story of Gun. Yeah. You can catch that backstory on our YouTube. Please, guys, if you haven't, we're languishing at like 56 followers. I know that Twitch and YouTube are different communities, but it would be great if everybody who is following us, everybody here today, could jump over to our YouTube, hit that subscribe button, get us up to 100, then we can stop posting QR codes and these crazy links.
And you can carry on ignoring us.
You can carry on ignoring us. It's no, please, it's there. But it's great to have everybody partaking and joining us on Twitch. It's a great community that we've got, and thanks to everybody who's joined in tonight and participated. Blades in the Dark. If you want to join in on a game that we've got on the roster, then please do jump into our Discord and find out what we've got going. And if you'd like to run a game, not looking at anybody, Hagen particularly, then please do step up and we'll find a slot and we'll find some willing volunteers, sacrifices, whatever, for you to play with alongside Molest, and generally just they get their characters into the situations where they stand in a seat. They sit in a seat with a punctured lung, with blood or liquid pouring out the side, holding a grenade made of ghosts.
Just the way Tar would like to go out, to be fair.
It really is. It's total chaos and mayhem.
Huge explosion.
Didn't
got
get
a great
to blow
idea.
the town.
To be fair, I would love the bit where if you just did push the button and nothing happened, you'd be like, well,
Yeah.
Roll for it, will you?
Yeah. So fantastic. Everybody, thank you so much. We're going to go find the raid target now. Has anybody got anybody in mind? Let me just double check to see what.
I'm in mod view, so I can't check.
Mima's on. Shall we raid Mima?
Yeah, because we normally go to the Skagnorth, don't we? But he's finished before us tonight.
Let's go. Let's all jump into Mima the Geeky Granny. Mima the Geeky Granny is absolutely awesome. She plays Dungeons and Dragons with us. She's part of IMT's original crew. She's playing a Plague Tale instance, so there's some good rat infestations there, and a good story to be had. And it'll be great to see her over there, so please do hang around and let her know that it is IMT raiding. If you have those Frank Dennises, then spam them, and we'll see you again tomorrow at 9 PM BST, which is GMT +1. Take care, everybody. Have a lot of fun, and we'll see you on the other side of this raid as I type in Mima's horrendously long, the Geeky Granny. Woohoo!
Wave. We can wave. Wave,
everybody. You're getting these for free.
oh no, there was a typo.
Wave. We wave. We keep waving. We're still waving.
They secretly don't realise they're all being docked 5,000 channel points per second.
Bye, everybody. Goodbye. Bye.
Cheers, everybody. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
See you tomorrow. Bye.
No, let's keep it going.